Geopolitics. Well, the declaration was not without some controversy. Rose Rival has accused the police of aiding attacks on his supporters in Lagos during a Lagos event over the weekend, alleging that hoodlums disrupted the rally while law enforcement looked the other way. The development has already sparked heated debate about the state of Nigeria's democracy, the freedom of political expression, and the elite ability of the opposition to campaign without intimidation. And withdraw our security and allow talk.
No fear of God. People are going to sleep this night. They are going to sleep well this night. You are helping them destroy this our country. Whatever we are fighting for is for you. It's for you. We want a better life for you. What are we doing here? Is it not just to meet and gather in a church? Are we going to destroy the church? Eh? No fear of God. And withdraw our security.
Mr. Gbadebo Rose Viver, the former Labour Party governorship candidate, now in the ADC, is live for us on the program. He joins us virtually from Lagos. Thank you so much, Mr. Rose Viver, for joining us tonight on the program.
Thank you for having me. Can you hear me, Sean?
Yeah, good. I can hear you. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we will put context into that video that we saw earlier. But let me ask you, why dump the Labour Party?
I will not say I dumped the Labour Party. Currently, there are two groups in the Labour Party, as you know. One of them is pro-coalition, right? And I've said this constantly, even on your show, as far back as a year now, saying that any opposition that is serious in this country with the kind of bureaucracy that is currently going on needs to come together. A coalition is the only way that we can stand a chance in another election in this country. And I've said this consistently over a period of time. So the idea is to build a broad-based coalition, unite all political parties, all people in opposition to face the ruling party. So we have joined the coalition. The ADC is the party that the coalition has adopted, and the group of Labour Party to which I align are pro-coalition as well.
So you are no longer in the Labour Party, because there are those who say they are in the Labour Party but they are part of the coalition. But your own case is different. You've said your goodbyes.
I have formally joined the party of the coalition, yes.
So officially, we can no longer refer to you as a member of the Labour Party. You are now in the ADC officially.
Certainly, if you choose to, yes. But like I said, it's a coalition, so everybody who has to go and come and join us is okay.
So to get some clarity, you are likely to contest for governor again on the platform, this time on the platform of the ADC. Is that right?
By God's grace.
Okay. Let me ask you, you have framed this move of yours as part of a broader coalition to challenge the APC in 2027. Can you outline how this coalition is different from past opposition alliances in Nigeria, many of which have now struggled with internal divisions?
So, you see, these broader philosophical ideas are interesting to talk about. Well, you see, I feel that there's an elephant in the room that we are not addressing, right? We can philosophize on our politics all we want, but there's a situation where all across Nigeria, opposition parties are trying to gather and have meetings, and they are being met with violence. From Kaduna to Gombe to Lagos, what happened yesterday, right? If we want to talk about big ideas in politics, and you find that the federal government and the state government seemingly are trying to create a one-party state. If Nigerians do not resist that, and political actors do not come together to resist that, then what is the conversation about any bigger ideal in our politics? What is the guarantee that there will even be an election at this rate?
And you don't bother about the possibility. You know your history in Lagos politics. You were in the PDP. Mm-hmm. You left. You now left the Labour Party.
I was in the COA party.
Yeah, you were in COA.
Let's start from there.
Yeah. You were in COA.
I ran for local government chairman. Yeah. Yes, I ran for local government chairman. I joined the PDP. I ran for Senate. Mm-hmm. I wanted to put up a run for governor. You know the conditions that led me to defect, to leave the PDP. I ran under Labour Party for governorship, and I've joined the coalition now in the APC.
So that's a question I'm asking. Whether all of these divisions in the politics, how rather, is the ADC that you have joined different?
Different from?
I mean, you move from COA to PDP especially, there was a lot of drama with you and the PDP before moving into the Labour Party. You've seen the division in the Labour Party. You have now moved into the ADC. So the question is that a lot of your supporters who are watching tonight will be wondering, okay, what do we expect right now? Why do we believe, or why should we believe the ADC and all of these divisions? That's the question here.
I see where your question is coming from now. The ADC, joining the coalition is a very practical step. It's a very practical step. For me, as a politician in Lagos State, having experienced what I did in 2023, and the need to form a broader coalition, the ADC currently is a party that is one of the most stable in relation to opposition politics. It's one of the parties that is bringing a lot of people together, so giving us more strength, giving us more network, giving us the capacity to penetrate the grassroots even more. And it's a party that I believe will be able to make a major difference with the way we are moving, that we are building our structures all the way down to the wards and the polling units. On the other hand, you look at the current situation on the Labour Party. The Supreme Court has given a ruling for an early part of this year now. Up until now, INEC is yet to interpret that ruling. INEC has not made a stand on who is in charge of the party. And with that, every time there is a need or a decision for a parties need to organize their congresses. Parties need to start preparing for their primaries, all between now, September, and March, April, right? So we don't have time. We need a party that's going to be ready to do the work, which is building a robust structure all the way down to the ward level with stability and a platform that can allow this work to be done without any distraction. So that's a very practical reason why we joined the ADC.
So, did you inform Mr. Peter Obi of your movement?
Certainly. Certainly.
So, are you in
a representative of his was at the declaration yesterday. Channels was there. I don't know if you've seen the video.
No, I did. So, are you in alignment with him, or is he in alignment with you? It does look like you're moving in the areas he's moving. It does look like you align along with his politics.
His Excellency and I are communicating. We are aligned. There is no step that's being taken that he's not aware of. And again, like I said, we have all agreed that the only way to have a successful election for us in the opposition is a coalition. Where, regardless of where anybody is at this point in time, we have all come to that agreement, and we are all working towards that aim.
So you got Peter Obi's approval to join the ADC?
Yes.
Fabulous. Give me your view about those who think that Tinubu is Lagos, Lagos is Tinubu as far as politics is concerned. And that those who have said to you, you can only become governor of Lagos State, GRV, if you join the Tinubu politics. Do you see yourself one day aligning with the Tinubu politics in Lagos?
No, I don't. I would rather go and focus on my business, on my work, on my family. That would be a complete waste of time. The reason why we're in politics is to make the lives of Lagosians better. It's to restore Lagos to its old glory. Glory that a lot of people might not really be familiar with in terms of the history of Lagos and the greatness that Lagos once was. Any party or any platform that does not allow me to maximize the Commonwealth of Lagos for the benefit of its people is a complete waste of time. And as you have highlighted, I've moved from COA party to the PDP, to Labour Party, now to the ADC. You never hear that there was once a dalliance with the AD or APC in any way, shape or form. And that is consistency in my short political career, starting from 2016. Because I am convicted that Lagos will be so much better and will breathe a breath of fresh air if the domination of this, what has become a bureaucracy, is removed from the neck of Lagos State. This thuggery where politicians believe that they don't have to serve the people. Instead, they will rely on violence to suppress and intimidate the people. And that is something that does not align with me in any way, shape or form.
I mean, is this realization easy for you? Those who think that the new Lagos is built on the backs and the effort, the sweat of Bola Tinubu. And when some of you talk like this, the people in the APC will begin to wonder, have you forgotten how Lagos was and how Lagos is now? And the dramatic development they will claim has come to Lagos, especially in the recent years under Babajide Sanwo-Olu. That those who will say there are tremendous development that has happened in these years.
You see, it's very unfortunate again because a lot of people don't know Lagos history. Bola Ahmed Tinubu and most of these people, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and most of these people grew up in Lagos where they opened the tap and water was coming out. Can they do that now without boreholes? We're surrounded by water. They grew up in Lagos where they could send their children to public schools and they'll get quality education. Can they do that now? They grew up in Lagos where there was affordable housing. And it's thanks to Alhaji Lateef Jakunde. People got access to affordable housing. Have you seen the level of how expensive accommodation is in Lagos State today? Do you realize how difficult it is for people to afford where to live? They grew up in Lagos where the quality of healthcare, right? The quality of healthcare was epic. And the issue that I find is a lot of people that try to define what politics is today. And I think there's been a lot of good propaganda work that has happened because people have quickly forgotten that Lagos was the crucible in which Nigeria was built. A lot of Nigerian history was formed in Lagos. On the streets of Isaleko that have been completely destroyed, and I go and look at it now, looking like a ghetto. There was an area of Victorian Lagos. As far back as 1910, we had water being pumped. People were paying water rates. So when people say this, I think it's a very big problem because people, they have a very short understanding. The span of the understanding of Lagos is very, very limited, right? And then you now look at when they talk about the so-called developments of Lagos. Look at all the IGR that they have raised. But look at all the debt that Lagos is in. And then you realize that even this development that you're talking about is mainly pushed by the private sector. Private individuals from all over Nigeria are developing estates, businesses, thriving in spite of the government. So, I guess I'm carrying Lagos history that will be passed down. So my perspective on Lagos and its history is much wider, it's much further. So I cannot agree with anybody that will say anything like that. Lagos is where we get our pedigree from. And Bola met Tinubu when he came into Lagos. He met a Lagos that was thriving. What happened after the military and all of that? Yes, there might have been decline, but you cannot take away from the history of the greatness that Lagos was.
But tell me, GRV, do you, in your real analysis of the politics of Lagos, think that you can displace Bola Tinubu politics and the Bola Tinubu structure of politics in Lagos? Many have tried, but they have failed. You have new ideas. You have new agenda that is better for the people of Lagos. And that those who remember to say, perhaps you are one of those who preach the agenda of Lagos is for all. Lagos is for no one.
I don't believe that Lagos belongs to one man. That's why my entire movement is called Our Lagos. Lagos is our shared responsibility. Lagos is our home. And the idea that Lagos belongs to one man is something that I'm completely against. The idea that our Commonwealth can be commandeered by one man for over 2 decades is something that I'm against. And I feel that it's not about me. It's not about Gbadibo. It's about the people of Lagos. It's about the people of Nigeria. For how long? I mean, look at the situation that we have today. You have local government chairmen going on inner roads that are terrible, absolutely terrible in this Lagos, in Alimosho, with policemen to prevent an opposition party from having a gathering on Lionfield in Alimosho. Well, look at the state of the roads, all those inner roads. They do not focus on doing that. They do not focus after 20 years of making such a difference that any opposition that will come up will just be seen as people wasting their time. Not because of violence or intimidation, but because of the quality of good governance that they are giving the people. If they are giving people good quality governance, they will not be bothered by opposition. They will not be resorting to using violence and intimidation. Right? So, like I said earlier today, violence is the last refuge of incompetence. Anything solid, they've not lifted the lives of people up to be able to use that to campaign, or instead rely on violence. That in itself says everything.
So, before I allow you to speak to what happened, the narrative that was created in Lagos, there are those who are offended on one part and those who feel anyone from nowhere can come to Lagos and Lagos belongs to everybody. There are those who say they are indigents, they are aborigines of Lagos who feel that their land is being taken over and don't agree with that narrative. Feel that their land is being taken over and don't agree with that narrative. And there are those who believe that you are to blame because you are brought up that narrative. Married to an Igbo woman, Lagos, the non-indigens should come around and all of that. And there are those who are offended. How do you maneuver those kind of tendencies?
So, first of all, maybe it's a network issue. I did not fully hear your question, but I think you're referring to indigent rights versus the idea of Lagos being a cosmopolitan city. And I don't think it's one or the other. I think the helm of affairs should be the citizens, the indigents of Lagos have no other place to call home. You never find a Dosumuga and be governor in Ogun State. You never find I don't know, an Anima Shao go and be governor or even local government chairman in Oshobu. So let us be fair to the indigents of Lagos, and that is one. Another reality is Lagos State has been cosmopolitan since the 1700s. Look at Ushodi. That family is from Nupe. Our royal family is Benin, right? And they've come together to create an identity. They fought for freedom in this place. That struggle created an identity of people. That is a reality that you cannot wish away. And the fact is, Lagos' success, the fact that there is so much wealth in Lagos, is related to the ideology of the indigenes of Lagos, which is something that accommodates people to do business. That is our history. It did not start with me.
So no regrets that you pushed that narrative.
What narrative did I push? I never pushed. What narrative did I push? As far back as in the 70s, Mobolaji Johnson was the one that had on national dailies that Lagos is not a no man's land. Lagos is not a no man's land, right? There are indigenes here, and they feel marginalized. I mean, Renaissance pictures have been talking about this for so long. General Lai Waju, even Femi Okunu, I can name names that consistently spoke about this, right? So people trying to deflect instead of talking about the issues that concern people. The fact that today, as of today, Lagos State has spent over 65 billion between 2023 and 2025 on buying cars for its lawmakers, right? 30 billion they are budgeting for this in this 2025 to do new fence access and beautification. Meanwhile, there are so many schools that are dilapidated. Hostels, you are not getting quality healthcare from. Our taps, you have to have borehole in your house to get water, right? These are issues that affect Lagosians. These are issues that matter. The cost of living, these are issues that matter. Or rather, they want to use this distraction and this deflection. So we continue to bicker about tribe, who owns Lagos, who is the indigene, who is the non-indigene. Issues that don't affect whether you can send your children to school, whether you can eat, the quality of your life. It doesn't affect it at all. It is just a distraction. And they create these narratives. That is all it is. You see that as we are going to the election, you start to see various fake accounts come up, start making claims that these non-indigenes say they own this, these people say they own that. You look at even Jimmy Agbaji's campaign, they called him Jimmy Chukwu, governor of the Easterners. Anybody that comes up against this hegemony, right? This is their tactic. Their tactic is a bigoted one. That's what they do, right? But I'm trying to bring this back to issues that matter to Lagosian and Nigerian for years after the election.
Now, on a final note, you felt attacked, you and your supporters, and you have accused the police and the APC and the ruling party in Lagos State of being behind it, and you've called it an intimidation of the opposition. Can you speak to that video we saw? Are you on the right side of the law? What exactly really happened?
Okay, so in summary, we had booked a field. It's called the Lion Field in Alimosho. We had booked it, we had paid for it. We notified the police because we are not supposed to get permission from police to gather. That's our constitutional right. We notified them and told them that we are going to do something here. And they accepted. We got a verbal confirmation. On Thursday, we got another verbal communication that the CP, Commissioner of Police, said that we cannot have our event there. That same Thursday night, we have videos. Local government chairmen in company of between 60 to 80 armed men went to the field with a Black Maria, several Hilux buses, and occupied that field. I was there on Friday. I spoke with the police, the commander of the police that was there. I looked around, made an assessment of the situation, and I made a video to talk about it. It's on my social media. The commander told me that the CP, this commissioner of police, said I should come and see him immediately. I left directly to GRA. I called the CP, he did not respond. I sent him a text, he did not respond. I waited for 2 hours and I left. In order to avoid any altercation, we then made 4 different plans. A plan for 2 halls, one of which was where we did the affirmation. Channels was there, so I'm sure you can have access to that video as well. And then the other one for my people to gather in a church. Now, bear in mind, that Lion Field that I paid for The APC did their own program and rally there while they were protected by the police. Right? This is a fact. Channels can confirm it. Your people can confirm it. Now, my field that was in church that my people had started going to and started gathering, the police came there. Gate open. The first asked the question, they stopped. The thugs came in and the police were behind them. Again, we have pictures and video documentary evidence of this as well. A lot of damage was done. My own blood sister had to go to hospital to get stitched in the head. My aide was hit, and people that were supposed to benefit from a health outreach, right? Because my sister is director of the RV Foundation, especially the health branch, were hurt, were chased, were intimidated. And when I came, because when I heard about it, I came there. The police had sealed the whole place off and said that I could not go in. After all of that, that is what happened. Channels was there, your cameraman was there, he saw all of this. So, I mean, you can also look at that, and maybe Channels can do a documentary on everything that happened and play both sides. So
are you willing to take this up officially?
Take this up with who? Sure.
So you are helpless, is that what you're saying?
Helpless? I'm anything but. You see, what this country is doing, and it's unfortunate because what this country is doing, and it's unfortunate because one party and the ambition of one man or a group of people that believe that they don't have to do their work and uplift the lives of the Nigerian. Instead, they'll use force and brutish behavior coming from NSAS to 2023 elections to this. It's all connected, right? They are not doing the job that they are in office for. Instead, they are using intimidation and violence to hold power for the sake of holding power. Now, you can only continue to do that to a point. And I have to remind these people in office that Nigerians are not cowards. And they should know, because they feel that their generation feels the military. You are not going to continue pushing your youth around like this and think you are going to get away with it. So when you ask me, who am I going to talk with? Who am I going to take? Am I going to report to the police? The CP was there at Lion Field. The DCP was in front of the gates at the church. They came and supervised the destruction of over 70 buses. The police are supposed to be there to protect lives and property. They were there when all of these things happened. So is it them I'm going to go and report to? They are literally destroying every relevance and respect for our institutions. And at a point when people no longer believe they can get justice, when people no longer believe that that security can be provided for them. Just like how in Nigeria we believe that we cannot get water from the water corporation. What do? We get our borehole.
Thank you so much. Badebo Rose Viver, a former Lagos governorship candidate of the Labour Party, who has since moved on to the ADC. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you for having me, Sean.
Thank you. Up next on the program.
So guys, una see wetin dey happen, right? Hey, AB, welcome. Yeah, Richard, I agree with you. Very lazy journalism. This is what we are dealing with. Very, very lazy. So I completely agree with you. I was raving mad when I was listening to him yesterday as well. Biba, welcome, sis. Godfrey, welcome. So I want to, I don't know, Nigerians, I don't know what you guys want to do. This is not, the time for people to be quiet is over. I'm sorry. We cannot be quiet forever. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm just bringing it here so that we can all see it together. With the way the way things are going, I don't know. Now, listen to this. Yesterday I did mention that Showore received a notice from X telling him that about the tweet he made about Tinubu when he went to lie everybody heard the lie across the world. I don't understand, right? So he got a response from Twitter. Twitter was like, you may, but you don't have to, but we're just letting you know. Kudos to X for standing by, freedom of speech. Now, Shawore, I'm going to bring it here again. He now got a message from Facebook as well. I'm going to read it. It says, lawless DSS, too idle and incompetent to secure Nigeria, where over 130 citizens were unalived just yesterday. Okay, has now written to Facebook. Now they hear that they beg them, begging them to delete content they find offensive to their equally idle, tired, and criminal commander-in-chief, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Again, I ask this of Nigerians. How long do you want to continue being hostage by a tiny, wicked, inhumane band of rogues? Larry, welcome. This is as at 7th September. The chairman and CEO, Meta Platform Inc., Hackaway, Menlo Park, California, right? Misleading information and willful intention to further an ideology capable of serious harm, incitement to violence, cybercrime, hate speech, to discredit, disparage the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and cause serious threat to national security of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Demand for immediate and urgent ban, deactivation of a Facebook account owned by Omoye Sowore through his Facebook page, Omoye Sowore, and his personalized link on Facebook. Or any other account maintained by him. We detected and monitored with dismay and consternation a widely circulated publication by Omoye Sowore on his Facebook page, August 26, disparaging and ridiculing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The defamatory statement was personally directed at the Nigerian president and reads, "This criminal actually went to Brazil to state that there's no more corruption under his regime in Nigeria. What audacity to lie shamelessly." Please, was that lie not heard all over the world? A lot of people even tweeted in response to this lie. Okay, now this said post is still in circulation and has attracted widespread condemnation by majority of which majority of Nigerians? You mean bots? You mean bots? Facebook, and it's causing both online and offline tension across the country. Which tension e dey cause? You can tell that these are the words that they gave to them, thereby creating political tension and threatening the country's national security. Meanwhile, Boko Haram is unaliving people, hundreds, in their hundreds. They never fit do anything. That one is not national security. This is in addition to the disparaging effect the post has on the reputation of the president. Which reputation? I can't believe what I'm reading. And the country before the Committee of Nations. Wow, the audacity. Wow. The post under reference has crossed the boundaries of decency and acceptable behavior, and the government has found that it's extremely dangerous and false privacy violation that manipulates and negatively impact on the person of the president and country. It is pertinent to bring to your knowledge that under the Nigerian law, which these quoted words constitute an offence punishable in section 51 of the criminal code. Boring. It was written by Uwem Davis. So Uwem, the Director General State Service, is the one that sent this to Facebook. God, these people no get shame. Hey, lie that was heard. If you want to read it, the full context, you can go on Showore's Twitter handle, and you will see it there. My people, this is where we are in Nigeria.
There are people in Walata House that are taking their monies, they are taking their PDP is irredeemable. Me, I am telling you, there are people in Walata House that are taking their monies, They are taking their salaries every month from. If you are in PDP, yeah, maybe at the state level, local government, yeah, you can be able to do all that. But at the federal, if you are in PDP at the federal, you are APC.
So PDP is an APC ash.
It's not. They are not even hiding it now.
Really?
I don't understand.
But you hear you hear what he say.
What is?
You hear Governor Bala Mohammed.
He's the only one. Listen, Governor Bala Mohammed happens to be some. See, he is working alone. His own colleague governors. His own colleague governors. People that are supposed to be in the PDP governors forum together with him are even selling out for him.
Really?
Do you know, as I'm talking to you now, there's a particular fund that was given to state governments about 3 months ago. Bauchi State Zone has not been given to them because it stood against Tinubu.
What fund is that?
I will remember, don't worry. They sent it to me, I will remember. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bala has taken a lot of it. A whole lot of it for the PDP. And I keep asking you anytime I see him, what are you doing in PDP? You are the only one fighting for this party. Look at what him and Wiki were doing 2-3 days ago. Exchanging banters. The same thing that happened to you last time when you went to Rivers to go and witness the inauguration of local government chairman by Fubara. When they came out and said that even he will set on fire in the state. But last seems to be the only one that is fighting for PDP. PDP is irredeemable.
Jeffrey, everyone who knows his onion within the security space knows where these bandits are. I repeat, everybody within the security space.
I know, Larry. I understand. I feel the same way, but because of Badebo, that's why I brought it.
That apart from knowing
I
their
feel the
physical
same way.
presence, we have knowledge of their businesses. Bello Turji has businesses that are known to the security agencies. So the governor's statement is correct. What is missing is accountability within the security space. As far back as 2019, 60 bases of these bandits were identified by the military. 60 were identified by the military. It will be interesting, for the military to explain now to Nigerians how many of those 60 bases were destroyed from that 2019 up until, let's say, 2023, when this government came into place. And then from that 2023 up until now, how many of those bases have been destroyed? So the governor is correct. He's not, he's not the only one who has that knowledge. Everyone within the security space has that knowledge. But the challenge, like I said, is accountability. We are not holding those within the security space accountable in a clear manner. I speak about monitoring and evaluation. I speak about the oversight function that the National Assembly should have in the manner. If we're doing it, we won't be where we are at the moment. And I agree with the governor, 2 months is enough to at least contain the violence, even if we do not deal with it completely, but to contain it and to allow the other components of peace building to now take place. For the avoidance of doubt, I agree with the governor. Knowledge of these bandits is known. What is absent is accountability.
This is very, I don't know whether it's heartbreaking, confusing, disturbing.
Hey.
Thank you so much. So yesterday
This is just the clip.
was the culmination of
Hey, Luxor daughter,
a
welcome.
situation where the
He
Nigerian
is.
police
Larry, I agree with you.
and
He's
thugs
an
of
errand boy.
APC
We know
showed themselves
them.
to work hand in hand to disrupt and to create a one-party state.
You knew them to be thugs of the APC.
100%. And I'll tell you why. As that our event was supposed to hold on Saturday, we had paid for a field, right, a space in Alimosho. We had announced it. We had gotten permission from the police command in that area. Then on Thursday, we got reports that the Commissioner of Police says our event cannot hold. Thursday night, all the LCDA chairmen, in the APC chairmen, in the company of over 80 policemen, a Black Maria, and several Hilux vehicles, we have videos there online, went and occupied that field, right? Said that our event cannot happen. I should go and talk to the commissioner of police. That he said I should come and see him. I go to the commissioner of police. I call, he does not pick. I text, he does not respond. I wait there for 2 hours, and then I left, understanding that it was a decoy to get me off that field, right? Now, on the Saturday, APC holds a rally on a field I paid for without any written explanation from the commissioner of police why I cannot have my event there. While APC held its own rally on that field, we have videos. This is not hearsay. There are videos, they are online.
Which field was this?
Lion Field in Alimosho. APC held its event there. They cordoned off all the roads, and the police protected the APC.
You paid to the local
I
government.
paid to the people in charge, the CDA in charge of it, right? Okay. We accepted that. We made alternative plans, 4 alternative plans. Wow. We had a hall where we're going to do affirmation, which we did successfully, and we had a field that our people were supposed to go to for our meeting, right? That was kept secret because we suspected this kind of thing were to happen, because there's no reason why the local government chairman in the company of so many policemen will go and harass the CDA that why should they rent out a field to us, that this event cannot happen here. Now, our people have successfully started going to the other field, right? The DPO of that area came and saw them, went in, asked questions, came out, made calls, and shortly after, a whole team of police came there, opened the gate, stood back, and then let the thugs in. Again, we have videos of all of this. So you see a situation where the police yesterday superintended attack of property, violence. My own sister was rushed to the hospital. My blood sister, the director of RV Foundation that was there to do our healthcare outreach, was rushed to the hospital and was stitched on her head. Wow. My aide had a concussion. He's bleeding from his ears. Wow. Right? The police were there and superintended the destruction of all these buses. In Nigeria, as hard as it is today, think about how much it's going to cost to repair all these buses.
I can see things that look like bullet holes. Were they shooting?
There was shooting in the venue. The police shot. But I cannot say that. I think those were stones that destroyed those buses. Those were stones. Yeah. But you see the level of destruction. Police supposed to protect rented buses. These were police supposed to protect lives and property. Now, I'm telling you that this was happening while in Lion Field that I paid for, the APC was having a field day. No thugs, no weapon, nothing like this.
I don't hear Nigerians. I don't know what to tell now. When we wake up, when are we going to wake up? When? Okay. I pray that la long. Na that long that they call the man. Anyway, all join. I play in video for now. Because me, I need some action-packed information right now. I need action-packed. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. This cannot continue. We cannot continue like this in Nigeria. Oh. This is not funny anymore.
California homeowners, if your house was built before 2019, I want to buy your...
The African Democratic Congress.
I'm telling you, Luxon daughter, serious nagbade Bobby that.
As the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has maintained that the party is yet to comply with the extant rules required for the formal recognition of Senator David Mark and Rauf Aregbesola as its national chairman and national secretary, respectively. The lack of compliance, INEC stated, renders all official documents and communications bearing their signatures null and void until the process is completed. Although INEC did not specify the outstanding requirements, the
the ADC is expected to submit sample signatures of the national chairman and national secretary, along with other documentation in line with its constitution. Joining us on this show to discuss the ADC's stance on INEC's procedural guidelines is Solomon Dalong, a former sports minister and a member of the ADC. Good morning, Comrade Solomon Dalong. Thank you for joining us on the morning show.
Good morning, Dr. Ruben Abachi and other members in the House.
Good morning.
Well, the INEC from the narrative is saying, yes, ADC is at best a political association, but it is not yet a political party. And to project itself as a political party will be an illegal assumption because the ADC has not yet followed the guidelines. Is that true? Do you agree? And secondly, you know, of course, that within the ADC, there is a faction that says that the party was just handed over to strangers and that, going by the constitution, the original constitution of the ADC, the body that is led by Senator David Mark and Comrade Rauf Aregbesola as secretary does not actually exist. And INEC will seem to be confirming this. Are there any special orders that you think are peculiar or that the party, the faction of which you are a member, will take consequential steps to make sure that the ADC is a properly registered political party and not just an association of people that spokespersons of the ruling APC say are weaponizing opposition and just making noise?
The ADC is a registered political party in Nigeria and has been in existence for over 19 years. The ADC is undergoing a transition where it has birthed the coalition elements, incorporated them into the party, and the process of the transition is ongoing. So it is incorrect to assert that it is an association. The requirement of INEX are requirements of law, and the ADC has no option than to comply. And to the best of my knowledge, party leaders are working around the clock to ensure that proper documentation is done. The ADC and the coalition movement are out to rescue the country, and therefore they lack the moral high ground not to comply with the requirements of law, because even justice, impunity, lack of internal democracy, lack of respect for the rule of law were the things that had jeopardized our democracy. Then the coalition movement must ensure that to embark on this journey, everything proper within the context of the law must be complied with. So there is no panic whatsoever. It's a process, and it has to run its full course, where the transfer of the signature specimens of the new leaders is also transmitted to INEC, and thereafter the INEC will now conclude their own process. So it's nothing new actually, and there's nothing to panic about. But for
No, sir.
the
No,
party,
if I may just interject, you recall
I just got paid $60,000 for my car crash from using this app on my phone, and I don't know.
We don't know, we don't care, big.
No, sir.
the
No,
party,
if I may just interject, you recall that Tumebu Kachiko, presidential candidate of the ADC in the 2023 election, said that, look, some coalition people have just come and adopt the ADC platform. And that the ADC platform cannot become a private coalition or some people. So there is what they call the ADC, which Dumebi Kachuku says is the authentic one. But this other faction that you belong to is just a private coalition, and it's not the party. That is the issue.
There may be some internal misunderstanding, which is normal with political parties everywhere across the world. The former presidential candidate is a member of the party, and being a presidential candidate in the last election does not place him within the organs of the party. The party is guided by a constitution, and going through the articles of the constitution, I do not see where the right to which he is laying claim to is appropriated to him. But he is a respected member of the party, and is free to hold opinions as allowed under democracy. But referring to other members of the party in such a derogatory concept, to me, is inappropriate.
Okay. All right. We hear you, but what the spokesperson of the ADC has said is that in a matter of days, INEC's concern of the ADC around signatures, sample signatures not sent, will be resolved. Going forward, these hitches here and there, whether it be proper registration with INEC, I recall that even at the beginning there was an issue around the name that was submitted, not aligning with what they had on official record. So a few disturbances here and there in such limited time. Is the ADC ready for 2027?
But the ADC is prepared for 2027. These hiccups within the process, just like I said, are normal. Even the internal wranglings are also normal. Going by the fact that it is an opposition party that is coming up to play the role of an ideal opposition in our democracy when other opposition parties appears to have fizzled out. So these challenges are expected, and I do not think that there is anybody in the coalition that is strange to these developments. They are anticipated. Even before conception, we took a review of what we should expect. And so there are things that are just falling like cards because we expected them. And so what the National Publicity Secretary said, and let me confirm that that issue has been settled, and within the few days ahead, Nigerians will hear better position of things. And as to whether we are prepared for 2027, of course we are. If we are not prepared for 2027, certainly maybe would have continued to build the party and sure of our capacity to challenge before we make it public. So that we have made it, and from the activities across the country, it is not in doubt that Nigerians should be sure that we will provide a proper alternative to the party in government.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade Honorable Solomon Dalong, for joining us and for defending your party, the ADC.
You know what I read? I read somewhere recently. Here's what I read recently. This ADC, you know what they are doing? So INEC suddenly comes out and says, that ADC has not had their NEC meeting. So therefore, right now, it's not yet official. Hey, God. Hey! Nigerians, more. All of a sudden, I read it somewhere on Twitter. I don't know if I saved that article. They said because ADC has not had their neck meeting. Hey God. Hey. Oh, welcome Oriyomi. Oh, GRV exposed the APC and police criminality. Absolutely, absolutely, he did. You understand? That is what they are now saying. They are now saying, oh yeah, because they've not had their neck meeting, so therefore they can't. I'm like, Nigerians, are you people hearing what I'm hearing? Hey, this one not be play again. No, these people not come play. Michael, welcome. Oh, I wan quickly carry una enter symphony news. Whether na wetin is it undenta na dey call the man now abi make una correct me o, muna no vex if I pronounce the name wrong o. Muna forgive me o. Undenta, I think that's his name, I'm not sure now. This ones that dey rake Wike, they say we will no longer tolerate your impunity. I laugh. I laugh fafa. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Nine be this.
My mom was diagnosed with severe dementia at 78.
Udenta.
At 82,
exactly.
her memory is better
All
than
technical
mine.
reasons.
People are
I'm
always
telling
surprised when I tell
you.
them it started with something.
Most importantly, for a lot of Nigerians, they want to know, is it possible to dislodge President Bola Tinubu in 2027?
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I said it on some of my media outlets. I said, as Mr. President in 2015, that's President Jonathan, picked that phone, rose to the moral occasion with high moral clarity and placed that culture, late General Buhari, who became President Buhari. I lost, you won. Congratulations, incoming Mr. President. But Bola Tinubu should have that moral clarity to pick that phone call in 2027 and call whoever is on the other side. I lost and you won.
The interview. As a founding National Secretary of the Alliance for Democracy, AD, how did President Bola Tinubu come across to you?
AD was a child of a compelling historic, circumstance. The convulsive period after the annulment of the June 12 election. On the one hand, the resistance on the part of the people to ensure the restoration of democracy and the insistence by the military for a continuation of their own despotic mode of governance led to fundamental contradictions within the Nigerian polity. Ultimately, with the death of Abacha and unfortunately the death of Abiola, who won the June 12th election 1993, a transitional program for restoration of democracy was inaugurated by the head of state of Sani Abubakar. Ultimately, the three parties were registered as legal entities to superintend or midwife that transition. The People Democratic Party is still in existence. The All People's Party, APP, as then was called, and then the Alliance for Democracy, AD, my own party, the most radical and ideologically solid of the three. The party with roots in civil society agitation, and the party with a mindset about how to construct or reconstruct a new Nigerian state. I became the founding National Secretary of Alliance for Democracy on the basis of my enormous contribution to the democratic struggle and fidelity to progressive politics. Essentially, those of us who are in Nigeria who suffered detention multiple times, we are there as leaders for the party. Those who came from outside the country as exile, Senator Fiko Yomi, current President Bola Tinubu, and the rest of them came back to reinforce the ranks of the party. As the National Secretary of Alliance for Democracy, I was in charge of ensuring that the party primaries across the country, the 36 of FCT, were done correctly in accordance with not only the laws of the land, but of course the regulations of the party. Bola Tinubu became the candidate of AD for Lagos State, and ultimately won election and was sworn in. Being a national secretary, of course, I was part of the processes and the procedures that led to the emergence of all the candidates and then signed the document to INEC that delivered them as leaders of the party, either as governor or senator, or member of the House of Reps, or member of the State Assembly.
What was the relationship like since you were the national secretary when he emerged and eventually...
As the national secretary of the party, I was almost like the boss of virtually everybody apart from the national chairman. So we at the national level, they at the regional level, or the sub-national level. We had a very good relationship, very warm, cordial relationship for the period in which I was the national secretary of the party. That didn't last for the 8 years he was the governor.
That was about 3 years or thereabout. The initial formative period from 1998 to 2002, 2002, when I left office as the National Secretary of AD. But during the period in which, we're together as party members, we are very comfortable, very warm, very cordial relationship. One would have thought that, given your background, what you went through, experiences, because of your vocal nature and then condemning the military, going to prison several times, that you would have thrown up yourself for elected position during that time. What happened? My understanding is that life is made up of different links and sides. And you have to understand the side of the domain where you have the best ability and the best and the best experience. For you to do extraordinarily very well. And not just very well, extraordinarily very well. I usually tell people that apart from the domain of the private sector, corporate private sector, the other 4 key domains of life in Nigeria, I traverse them with a level of accomplishment that sometimes may be peerless. I became a published scholar in my early 20s. The work I wrote in 1986, published 1993, Revolutionary Extinct South African Literary Process, became a global, phenomenon. I'm one of the best works on cultural studies and literary theory in Africa in many, over 3 decades. So by the time I was 26, I actually had a tremendous output as a scholar. And within that period, I was part of the democratic struggle, suffered detentions, to rose become an executive member of its highest decision-making organ. I was the founding National Secretary of Alliance for Democracy. So in terms of academia, I was already accomplished. In my 20s and early 30s, almost on the verge of being a professor by 1998-99, before being caught up with a Abacha, situation on and off to detention centers. By the time I became the National Secretary of Alliance for Democracy, next to the national chairman effectively, I was in charge of the party. His records, his documents, basically as a conscience of that, radical populist political formation called Alliance for Democracy. I was eventually a director in the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution in the presidency. There I was there for 8 years or 9 years as a director, traversed the world and trained across the globe. And of course, as you know it, I became a consultant to some international organizations, and today an independent consultant. So whether it's the domain of public service, the bureaucracy, or civil rights and pro-democracy agitation, or party leadership, I have played my role. So it's important for you to decide what role to play, and not what is forced upon you. That possibly a elected position is a mix, to production of value. It could be material value. It could be a mix of production of wealth. For me, it is service. So if you serve as a teacher, it is as important as serving as a president. If you're medical doctor, it's as important as serving as a parliamentarian. So as a national secretary, as a civil rights activist, as a consultant, and as a bureaucrat, I felt that I was as comfortable in my role to help society as if I would be elected as a governor, as a president, as a senator. The point you just made now, not many people appreciate it, that in whatever capacity you are serving is as comparative as serving as whether a senator, a president. Why is it that Nigerians don't see it that way? Because of lack of value or what? They don't understand the essence of division of labor. If you don't divide labor, society cannot grow. But because you find a dysfunctional society, very, very, inchoate in many directions, people believe that the fastest route to resource agglutination, to the making of money.
The best vitamin for sciatic nerve pain will absolutely shock you.
We are not
If you have sciatic nerve pain, there's
resource agglutination, to the making of money is through public service, through politics. So politics is no longer a means to produce value, it means to serve, it means
exactly. Michael, God go bless you. Now that one they call they hold now, they take the shaft.
Councillors who have basically nothing before they went into office, building bungalows and buying cars, even at local government area.
It does, it shows you the mindset.
Tremendous resources for them. The money they make to the detriment of society is actually the key driver of political participation. That's what it should be. The moment you realize that there are strategies in politics, communicators in politics, people contest for office, people who help those who contest for office as advisors, they are all critical roles to play in the society. The earlier we understand that and appreciate the essence of societal renewal and growth, the better for Nigerian democracy. 25, 26 years, 3-4 years short of a generation. It's 30 years, almost like 1/3 of a century. And this democracy is still wobbly, still groping in the dark. The poverty in the land is extraordinarily haunting. Sense of deprivation and deluded level of existence. hanging on the heads of virtually every segment of society. But there's a very tiny segment of the population that seem to have gotten everything for them. Before our very eyes, two Nigerians are emerging. The Nigeria of the very few dominant rich, very rapacious in their better, very hegemonic in their own accumulation and abuse of power and resources, and the millions and millions of ordinary citizens who are reeling under intense economic, financial, and societal shocks. How we got there is a combination of so many factors. In the early days of Obasanjo presidency, 1999 to 2001, 2002, he tried to lay a foundation of national recovery. First, even from the international environment, where Nigeria became a pariah state with a moment of June revelation and the full unleashment of an absolute, the despotic regime by Abacha. It took a while for the country to come back on. And then at the local level, on the domestic level, a lot of reforms that led to the tremendous, advancement and revolution in the local sector, even the enactment of the regimes of controlling corruption through the EFCC, SCP, and so on and so forth. So there was an attempt really, to bring in radical, reform measures, and then to balance governance in such a way as to accommodate everybody. A sense in which you have basically a government of national unity. When PDP won resoundingly in 1999, we incorporated elements of my party, AD, and ADP into government, created Office of Inter-Party Relations. So this helped in a way to advance liberal democratic grounding in Nigeria. Yarata didn't last long, for 2.5 years, but he was very clear. He had a vision. That vision itself was a vision of inclusion, a vision of simplicity, what they call the servant leadership. He had to end the crisis in the Niger Delta. Very bloody, low-level urban insurgency in the Niger Delta. The country was bleeding, hemorrhaging its resources away. He stabilized that with amnesty and post-amnesty program. And of course, created the framework of multi-party democracy, respecting between parties. But he ensured that those who won the election got the money given to them. So, Jonathan, former President Jonathan, who succeeded him as a vice president when he died, was sworn in as an acting president, ultimately as a full president, and then won his own election 2011. So stayed that tape of transformation. And before he left office, had beaten Boko Haram down substantially and then grown the Nigerian economy to be the fastest in Africa. I must say that the period of PDP 16-year rule was, at the highest level of Nigerian, the realization of Nigerian sovereignty and then the happiness of the people. But then there was some signs in which there was a connection from the global economic and financial systems like NDGs and SDGs to that continental model which was in the past, the Obasanjo model which was the Nigs document, if you remember, to the 7-point agenda to the 12th transformation agenda. Unfortunately, there's something you can call as a epistemic break, a radical rupture in terms of knowledge about what Nigerian democracy is all about and what steps to take to further ground it. When Buhari took office in 2015, 8 years of Buhari regime almost dismantled the commanding heights of Nigeria's reform programs, and then to the degree in which governance became very incoherent, to the level in which abysmal failure occurred at various levels. The so-called war against terror slackened. That from northeast, it permeated into the northwest, and then with the ravages by the bandits and other criminal elements, the contamination of the entire northern Nigeria was almost absolute. From northeast to the northwest, to the north central. In the southeast, of course, the raging, crisis with IPOP and the Biafra agitation continued. In the southwest, the Yoruba Nation movement, led by one Sunday Boko, became the signature tune of the land. By the time Buhari left office, the poverty level had become so enormous and haunting. The nation had been described as the poverty capital of the world. What is called multidimensional poverty. Poverty in all spheres of existence. And the level in which the recovery is almost impossible to achieve became the order of the day. When the Bola Tinubu ran under the platform of APC, he assured Nigeria that we sustain the tempo of the Buhari regime and further grant his vision of governance. That means grant a vision of incompetence and failure. So the past 2 years have radically demonstrated that. While Buhari tried even a lot, in a lot of ways,
Hey, check this out. Addictive Weld has totally revolutionized the super glue game. This isn't just any glue.
Radically demonstrated that. While Buhari tried even a lot, in a lot of ways, to bring some nationalistic issues into the management of the physical, policies and the macroeconomic framework. Bola Tinubu tore everything down. He removed subsidy the very first day he was sworn in without any plan on what to do the day after. He floated in naira without any significant input from those who ought to know the implications of these two measures. To date, those two measure radical policy, somersault.
Let's argue that the issue of the subsidy.
Yep. Michael, bam, you're right.
Billions or trillions of naira that the country was losing.
Yep. Loves a daughter. That's exactly what it is. Kids looking for father's approval.
Both the national government and the subnational government. But the poverty is accelerating. Hunger is accelerating. Price of foodstuffs and other consumables are accelerating. Transportation beyond the reach of many people.
It's crazy.
The money even have a salary increment to 70,000 is meaningless. Any person who lives in Massacre or Marathon, any of the outlying places in Abuja, for example, and works in the central area, we require close to 100,000 a month for transportation alone. Anything, because there's no public commuting system. So what they have now is the Uber and the Bolt and so on, which takes 4,000 or 5,000 per trip. Sometimes 3, 4, 5 trips in a day. The economy is in such a way that there's more money in the hands of the government, but the reckless expenditure, model, lack of, value added to the life of people, and again, as I said, spiraling inflationary pressure on prices of. I have comorbidities like people of our age, whether it is high blood pressure, whether it is high sugar, and so on. So I know what goes on in the market. For the past 2 months, I can't even find prostrates, defense drugs that I've been used to.
Can you imagine? Imagine people of this mass age that can't afford it.
So this sense of national collapse, not the total collapse, but the incremental decay of the nation state under the watch of the last president Buhari and the current president is such that ask yourself, liberal democracy have its own moments of failure across the 26 years, but
God,
is actually an accurate level, of lack of performance. So we believe that going forward, what the country needs is a reset. A reset back into capturing those early moments of liberal democracy management of the system. What you have now is actually a hybrid regime. A regime that's almost authoritarian, competitive in nature. You don't know whether it's a civil government, you don't know whether it is a dictatorial government. You find that the 4 key domains now, under the watch of the current regime, the key domains of existence, civil society is completely repressed. Look at the Unity Fountain in Abuja, where the very part of the gears, was incarnated. That even led to raising from Jonathan. The place had been gated, shut down by the DSS. He can't even protest. Why the former president allowed multiple protests, either with the fuel subsidy, the regime protest, or the bring back the gears protest and so on there, with some sort of understanding that in the democracy people must have their voices. This government, whether it is the Buhari regime of SARS or the last year 2024 protest against hunger and bad governance, completely repressed. You find that even young people underage have been arrested and dumped in cells for weeks, even for the outcry that occurred some time ago. Look at the media, harassed from pillar to post. And then you find the police, demanding for bank statements of a major media owner, like this Symphony Television, because he published certain things that the government is not happy with. They now bent down and misapply the law in order to cage the people who should actually be those who are watching as the cadres of democratic defense. They define the political parties. Almost all the political parties are reeling with shock induced from outside by a government that wants to literally re-enter in 2027 and not re-competition for power among the different segments of the plural democratic society. You find Labour virtually absent. At a certain point in time, the president of NLC was being accused of terror financing, almost as a terrorist. When the website charges before you, it counts the spirit, miracles the ability to work. So the decay of our liberal democratic practice or issues has been steady. I agree, from 1999, but acceleration occurred in 2015, and the ascendancy of this decay and the impotence of this governance model became accentuated with the political emergence in 2023.
And some persons have also argued that it looks as if successive governments in Nigeria are worse than their predecessors. How do you look at these comments?
The problem with that kind of categorization is when you describe what constitutes failure. Erodon was there for 2.5 years effectively, even less than 3. But the signs were there that he could have been Nigeria's best president. So I wouldn't say that Erodon's presidency was worse than Obasanjo's presidency in many regards. Because first and foremost, he tolerated dissension. He was very inclusive. He showed the hands of bloody militants from the Niger Delta who were ravaging the country and destroying our economy. He restored peace there. But they seemed to be slow. Mr. Go slow because he wanted to this slow, steady march to our constitutional democracy and so on his enhancement. Take President Jonathan, for example. When he left office, he wasn't the most popular president. But now people appreciate even better than appreciate. They appreciate the other and even passenger. For once, not just for the single act of conceding defeat in 2015, but for the way and manner in which was a deeper president that allowed a whole lot of things to happen under his watch, but the president not even allowed to watch. Obasanjo was a 30 president. For example, his democratic scorecard. I mean, the governors were each.
If you're turning 65 or beyond, you're going to want to watch this. There are a lot of people today that are Medicare
I'm
eligible
not
that are enrolling
interested.
Obasanjo was a 30 president. For example, his democratic scorecard. I mean, the governors were each.
Absolutely, Lozodota, bam.
Ladoja, sent us there, was removed from office. I don't know how many people participated in that exercise. Fayoshe of Ekiti was removed. And then Darie of Plat was removed. And Alabesi, not only was he cuffed at the same point in time, we did massacre and so on. And the blind spot of that is part of the tremendous achievement of President Obasanjo. So these are things that are nuanced. But somehow or the other, and I'm not being partisan because I'm not a member of any of the political parties, not even PDP, there seems to be that radical rupture, that break from the sense of national direction, the sense of national coherence, the sense of the idea that governance is a very serious business on the day. To the presidency of the late Buhari, may so rest in peace. There was a calamity of moment in our national history. Almost as if he sat in the villa, bemused and confused why the country were run aground by his cronies for 8 years. Or the current local president, the presidency of Bola Tinubu, that is very insufferably very sectional in nature, non-inclusive in any sense of the word, very parochial and very parochial and Barackboistic, if you have to use such a term. When we talk about Barackboism, people talk about the Miloko Yoruba, hegemony, not the proper, progressive context of Yoruba politics. But a section of that environment, that progressive environment, that environment that nurtures pro-democracy credentials, and the attributes that now find that the government is struggling to explain that my presidency, our presidency, is for everybody. It's not for a section of the country. It is for a section of the country. When you talk about certain solidarity in terms of the next contest coming 2027, there's no certain solidarity. There's no certain unity. Remember the banner waved in front of the nation. Jonathan, no, don't contest. We haven't contest because I want to bring certain solidarity, certain unity. There's no such thing as a myth. So we need to demythologize this bogus claim of certain solidarity. Ask what language we speak in the villa now? What language we speak in the DSS? What language we speak in the police high command? What language we speak in NMPC? The answer is clear. You don't speak Ifik, or Ijo, or Igbo, or Ipipi. We know the language we speak there. When you have Ogun State, one state having almost as many ministers. Fact check me on this after this conversation. As the entire Southeast, you find the three levels of hegemony in the system. Presidential hegemony, you find that the president, they are not the key people in the villa. And from one stock, you look at the financial hegemony, central bank governor, this of the economy.
Wow, Michael, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
It's one section. Look at the security apparatus, the military chief, the IGP, the DGDSS, etc., etc. It's not a government of everybody, it's a government of a section, and then the local government. That is a key part of facing Nigerians. To restore a national balance and a national order in the sense of national accommodation, consensus built among the elite and the mass of the people. This government has lost a plot in that direction. That's what I see going forward into 2027.
All right, what was your reaction with President Bola Tinubu declaring a state of emergency in Port Harcourt, suspending the governor on the grounds of breakdown of law and order?
I'm not a lawyer, but I know that I'm well educated, at least sufficiently educated to comment on issues of our collective concern or concern.
Let's move away from this one for now. If you want to listen to the rest of it, you can go check out Symphony News. I have a few short videos I want to play, and then I'll wrap this up. And then, if I have time, I come back. Otherwise, until next time, let's listen to this.
On this post I'm going to make, I'm going to open my comment section, and this is why, right? I want you guys to tag Meta, right? That they should not tag them that free Showore. You know why I say free Showore? I'll break it down. So they said DSS have written to Facebook that they have written to Meta, the owners of Facebook and Instagram, that they should bring down Showore's Instagram account and social media account. Why? Because they said Showore defamed them. That Showore defamed the government. Not just that. Last week or so, they say even Twitter, they don't write to Twitter, say make Twitter bring Showore accounts down. Now, let me tell you what a lot of you don't know. These people, they want to clamp down on freedom of expression. They don't want more to criticize them on all the bad that they do. What is defamatory on a social already fame now? If you were doing good, show what they will not have anything to talk about. Very dark bad is existing today because of the bad people are doing. Show what is existing today because of the atrocities you people are using the government to commit, embezzling our funds. Now let me bust your head. Do you know that even before the show was thing, they don't take down posts? You know that my post when I go Yelwata, Benue State, that time when they buy over 200 persons, when they burn them beside their houses. Do you know that it was brought down? It was brought down on Facebook, it was brought down on Instagram, it was brought down on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I find that video online. I don't say maybe if it is Twitter somewhere. But they brought it down all over social media. Now, let me tell you what is crazy. I talk to Instagram. Do you understand? I send them a message. As a matter of fact, sometimes I talk to Instagram on the phone, bro. I talked to Instagram on the phone. So there was one day, I was talking to the customer care of Instagram, and I said, I want to make a post, right? And the post is sensitive. What do I do so that this post does not go down? Instagram said, all you have to do is to write a warning. When you write a warning, we can't touch your post. Guess what? I wrote a warning, as you can see on that video of Yelwata. As the video don't get engagement, because the government knows that that video will give them bad publicity. Guess what? I believe that they were the one that took it down. Anything where will give this APC regime, APC government bad publicity, they bring it down. They use their influence. They try to clamp down on it. Two things they do. This is their format. It's either they get you to work with them. If you refuse, they try to destroy your character. That's what they do. Do you understand? So they brought down those posts from over. That time when I posted that thing, it was around 50,000 comments. People were just sharing it. This is what is going on in Nigeria. They were not happy. Now let me tell you again. This is another thing you need to know. So more than where our voice could be. Our mainstream media, our conventional media, like the NTAs, AITs, channels, and Arise, they don't do the work that they used to do before.
Yeah.
When we say something happened, they'll go to the crime scene.
Yeah.
Insecurity, they go to the crime scene. They don't do that no more.
Yeah.
Do you understand? They just peddle around some news. The real things that's going on, they don't talk about it.
At all.
Should I talk about what's going on in Castina? Do you guys even know who Bello Turuji is? Do you guys know who Bello Turuji is? A lot of Nigerians don't even know. I talked about Bello Turuji the other day. Somebody was looking at me like, nigga, what are you talking about? Bro, that guy hold North hostage. You go down Waka go one state. By people come out. This thing I tell you that happen for Nigeria as we speak. You go carry like 200 people. Go inside bush. Nakran the women. The other time, ISIS army tank.
والجهاد بإذن الله تعالى الله أكبر هذا بلون والجهاد الله أدر تامو تاغوتا نيجيريا من كايسو الله أكبر والجهاد بإذن الله تعالى الله أكبر
that truck, that tank. This is this guy get machineries. As we speak now, according to what I heard at my research, they get over 30,000 soldiers for inside bush. Hey! Bro, Bello Tuji is just same year, 1994. But bro, they don't report all of this. They don't push it out there. They push some irrelevant nonsense online for everybody to see. Things they go on for this country where a lot of people don't know. And this is why I try as much as possible to go to the crime scene. So that I feel like, say, bro, Nigeria don't cast. And instead of these people to look for solution, they would rather look for a way to do damage control. We are fault. We are actually in a mess right now. But a lot of you don't know it. So what they are trying to do with Showoré now is, boom, Showoré. It's not even about Showoré. That's the craziest part. It's not about Showoré. It's not about Showoré. It's not. It's not about Showoré. It's about the media. They want to control it. They don't want to talk negative about them. But at the same time, they don't want to work. May God help us. Where Nigeria they go now, may God help us. But yeah, the youth, you need to be active. You need to really be active. The country is going somewhere that I don't like. Again, see, these people, they know what they're doing. All this one, 2027, they come. They don't want a situation where we say, okay, yes, So people can't use their influence for social media to spoil their votes or communicate to cause any problem. Because they know that 2027 will be messed up. Messed up in what sense? It will not be really fair for telling ourselves the truth. So they need to calm down the media. They don't do one cyber crime act bill. You see, where they say, if somebody's talking to you on the phone, if you record it, if you're this one, if you're 2 years jail time, 2 years jail time, boom.
Exactly.
This is the elites working. These are the rich men working.
Yep.
This is the politicians working. They want to cover their tracks on everything.
Yep.
Corruption is everywhere. What you show or talk? Say one of the thieves. Did he lie?
Exactly.
Collect that money for Coastal Highway. Where is it? The Benin Delta Road. Where is it?
Bam.
You stop subsidy, say you want to use the money to develop the country. Where's the development?
Bam.
Then you stop borrowing money, but you still borrowing. Shall you see? These people, they just want to control. They just want to be in control. We are in a mess. But of course, when I don't go understand, but we are in a mess. Anyways, peace and love, don't play. If you play, you go online and you learn the hard way.
Now here, there's a video of VDM. He go follow soldiers. He follow military, go patrol. I go show now that video. I just hope, I don't know. Everybody for Nigeria supposed to fall out right now. But may not be like say they can't talk and they can't call for. I'm not calling for violence. So all of you people, everybody know where they pain them. We all know, all of us, they see what they happen for Nigeria. It is now up to us to do the needful. Anyway, moving along. Meanwhile, this Nigeria's debt speaker, House of Representatives Abbas don shout come out. He say Nigeria's debt is salami o, he carry agogo, they blow the agogo. He say we must reject reckless spend, borrowing o. He don tire to dey collect money, you know, that they give them money, they share and they collect the money, they share and shra give each other. He don shout come out. Moving along.
Responsible and are supposed to be beholden to the people. But what we are seeing is that those elected have become lords over their own citizens. They have become so much hard that even their citizens start to fear them. Any government that the people are afraid of is no longer government of the people, but it's government of intimidation and government of actually those elected are supposed to be responsible and are supposed to be beholden to the people. But what we are seeing is that those elected have become lords over their own citizens. They have become so much hard that even their citizens start to fear them. Any government that the people are afraid of is no longer government of the people, but it's government of intimidation and government of actually those elected are supposed to be responsible and
Who report don't come out to what is the report? National report. Still what we say, now the poor pass. And the still what we say, the poverty level they low well for this country. So if you look for state or you want state where poverty low well, I will tell you for this class. The one where high pass, I will tell you. The one where jump from one place, go enter another place, go there. Mago, you know whether that poor or not, I will tell you. For me now, I look for us for one state, and that state now Ondo state. They say now Ondo state, Omoye. They say poverty low for here where. Now you low pass for entire Nigeria. You are the Ondo state. Now true on our force. Say una state, the poverty level low. More go check the highest to highest. Now Sokoto, say people where they Sokoto now they get the highest level of multi-dimensional poverty. Followed by Bayelsa. Bayelsa just jump from south, go enter north, go the battle for the first position. Go carry second for multi-dimensional poverty. No me talk about. Now the cable index, full list, multi-dimensional poverty across states. Sokoto, Bayelsa, Gombe lead. They battle for the first position. See and so. Okay, now let's start.
Bayelsa, now one a good luck place, so.
What is multi-dimensional poverty mean? Not just poverty, multi-dimensional. Poverty is not only about lack of money when it comes to multi-dimensional poverty. Multi-dimensional poverty is equal to being poor in many areas. Many areas. You don't get money. You don't get good health. Everything, let's say, the arrows they come from different directions. Now only you do this one. At the same time, for instance, when it comes to health, poor nutrition, child mortality, children, they die easily. Education, few years of schooling, they drop out of school. That is poverty. When children drop out of schools, now also poverty. Children not in school. Living standards, another area. No clean water, no electricity, bad cooking fuel, poor housing, no toilet or sanitation, lack of asset, radio, phone, even bicycle for mobility. All areas of life. That is called multi-dimensional level of poverty. They say, na Sokoto, they lead. Bayelsa, come on from south, go towards north, go join them. 88.5%, followed by Gombe, followed by Jigawa, followed by Plateau, followed by Yobe State, followed by Kebbi, Taraba. Everybody come on from southeast, run, go there.
Lots of daughter, yeah, now the question when I ask you that.
Zamfara, 78%. So it means Ebonyi State and Zamfara, they get the same level of poverty.
Can you imagine that?
Cross River, people follow. Ebonyi for back home, say, where you they go? Say they go north, make I follow you. See how so? 75.4%. Benue, 75%. Bauchi, 73.9%. Kaduna, Katsina, Borno, they reduce. Even Borno, better pass Benue, Bayelsa, Ebonyi. Akwa Ibom, 71.3%. Niger, 61.1%. Adamawa, 68%. Ogun State, 68.1%. They reduce. That is descending order. Kano, 60.3%. Enugu, 63.1%. Rivers, 2.4%. Kogi, Nasarawa, say no, are they close to Abuja? Oyo State followed, 48.7%. Kwara, 48.3%. FCT, 48.3%. Delta, 47.6%. Imo, 40.7%. Imo, Oye, Anshu, 40.7%. Ekiti, 36%. Edo, 35.4%. Anambra, 32.1%. Abia, 29.8%. Lagos, 29.4%. Ondo, 9 leads, 27.2%. So
I can tell you, Edo State, now diasporans they help with their people for Edo State. That one freely. Before he high too.
Go to see another thing. What do you think? Drop off a comment section. Look at it. You plot the graph from 90 to 0. We start from Ondo, the lowest. Go to Waka, go meet Lagos, Abia, Anambra, Edo, Ekiti. That means as they go like this, poverty they increase. Nasarawa, they go. They go. Ebonyi, they increase, they go. So they go. Where be this? Jigawa, Gombe, Bayelsa, then Sokoto. See so? If you talk about region by region, see northwest. See the poverty there too much. Southwest, the lowest. Southwest, oh yeah. See so? Southeast after southwest, then south, this side, northeast, then north central. What do you think about this report? Say, if you want 6 points in suffer, go Sokoto, go Bayelsa. But if you want point enjoy, go to Ondo, go to Lagos. What do you think? Drop up a comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.
So that means the money they reach Southwest people now. So that's what it means. Their state is higher. Those stats are enough to chase them. I'm telling you, all the politicians do now is to land grab to build unproductive personal buildings. I saw an estate in Abuja built by Patience Jonathan, and she was accused of grabbing that land. Yeah. And you know that Patience Jonathan has locked up some people in jail till now. They have not released them. People, domestic staff that she claims stole her jewelry. Basically, what he's saying in outside is if Bola Tinubu secures a second term, the youth are the ones to be pitied because they do not have a bright future. Can you imagine? This is Sule Lamido.
Sagacious is a great Nigeria, and by the grace of God, we have the potential of being a fellow countrymen and women. I'm here to address you once again in the Foundation's history. I'm here to address Nigerians, especially on my brother and friend, the former governor of Anambra State, and the former vice presidential candidate of our political party, Peter Obi. Peter Obi is one of the finest Nigerians who is intellectually mobile and administratively sagacious. He is a great Nigerian, and by the grace of God, we have the potential of being a great president in the nearest future. I celebrate you, Peter Obi, and I celebrate your movement for a new Nigeria. I celebrate your conscientization of the Nigerian youths and public on governance and building a new Nigeria. But I want to advise that your time is not now. because you have to wait for your time. I've listened to your postulations, I've listened to your arguments, I've listened to your deliveries, I've listened to your campaigns, and I can say that 90% of your campaign is dwelling on reducing the cost of governance. I mean, most of your campaigns is around cutting the costs of governance.
This was 2023.
I tell you that the problem of this country is beyond just cutting the cost of governance. The problem of this country is beyond reducing the cost of governance.
Guys, please double tap. If you already double tap, don't double tap again. Otherwise, it will take away your life.
Of our national problem. Beyond cutting the cost of governance, and I want to say that cutting the cost of governance, you don't need to be president to cut the cost of governance. If you have a very effective minister of finance, you have a very effective minister of budget and planning, you have a very effective CBN governor, you can cut and governance. You have a very effective chairman of the economic team. You can cut governance with the cooperation of a president. But I want to say that is not our major problem.
Well, let me ask you a question with regards to the dynamics of the elections as we see now. What's your take on what's the growing popularity of Peter Obi and what it means for Nigerian elections?
No, it's an expression of frustration, by Nigerians against these two parties you're talking about. But that does not translate to a government that doesn't translate to victory for Peter Obi.
It doesn't suggest that he has the pedigree which Nigerians see.
No. You see, I mentioned that there are certain dichotomies that you shouldn't ignore. Those sentiments, like you said, the sentiments in politics, which runs deep when it comes to Nigeria, as far as national elections are concerned. I am not saying that you don't have the euphoria of Peter Obi. Yes, it's there, but does it translate to victory that will make them form a government in this country? Would Peter Obi be able to achieve 25% in the?
This was 2023, prior to the election,
by the constitution across the board. That's what I'm saying. That's the question I'm asking. And why am I asking that? No, you see, in the same euphoria, you see, when NSAS happened, people were thinking that they can translate it to become a political force, isn't it? That would effect a change in the scenario. But what happened? It isn't that because it doesn't sit well with those dichotomies.
But has it really fizzled out? There are links with what we see with the followership of Peter Obi. It's that frustration that you talk about.
I'm telling you,
especially the young people are now beginning to move away from the PDP and the APC to Peter Obi. Is that not true?
No, that's not. That's not the kind of movement I'm talking about. I'm talking about the movement of. You have seen when political parties organize these rallies, isn't it? The same people you see in that rally, the one political party rally, another day when other parties, you see them also there. But when elections are taking place, when the chips are down, it's a different ball game entirely. It's not what you see in this noise.
So it is just to say that Peter Obi, regardless of the hype that we see now,
it's in euphoria.
It doesn't stand a chance.
I don't think so. If you straight it in our political structure,
what's the formula? Strategic talk. This was 2023.
Peter Obi can create the kind of scenario of the vibration. It's like a lot of motion without movement.
Really?
Yes, motion you will have a lot of places, noise making, this and that, but it can't move the needle.
Really?
When it comes to winning national election.
I'm sure you're taking your words back right now.
As a party, and work with these realities to win election. After winning, we come down and say, okay, let's share this. Let's share power. Win election first. Don't win zoning. Win election, and then we come and share power. Because
I just want to make a comment about the P2B cannot win syndrome. They keep telling you that P2B cannot win, P2B cannot win, P2B cannot win, and it has become a mantra. You hear it every day, you hear it everywhere. If P2B cannot win, why do they have to waste their energy telling us that? Why wouldn't they just allow him to lose?
Exactly.
So this is a psychological game, ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
and I want you to appreciate that. They want to demoralize you.
Yep.
They want to demotivate you.
Yep.
They want you to have the impression that this is an uphill task.
Yes.
That this is impossible. Therefore, there is no point in trying.
Exactly.
So you give up. So you don't do what you're supposed to do. You stop the campaign.
Yep.
And you don't even vote.
Yep.
Because you feel that it's a waste of time. It is a calculated psychological strategy
Bam.
in electioneering campaign.
Yep.
So I just want to let you know this. For those of you who think that this thing is true, the massive truth is that Peter is coasting home to victory. Even in the north, everywhere you go in Nigeria, Peter is the name that is on the lips of every child, every youth, every man. Yes, there are people who don't want him. Yes, there are people who benefit from the status quo and they don't want things to change. You should expect that. If you were going into the electioneering campaign hoping that everybody will support Peter, or everybody, even if you bring Jesus Christ to contest the election in Nigeria today, some people will still vote against him. So don't worry yourself about those things.
Exactly.
Just focus and just remember to get your PVC. I say it again, this is not about Peter Obi. Peter Obi is only a channel, only a vehicle for the youth and for the tired Nigerian people, frustrated Nigerian people. Peter Obi, for now, represents the only way we can, express how we feel and how frustrated we are.
Yes.
Let everybody come out and let nobody tell you that Peter cannot win.
That was in 2023. Their talking points as at that time was that P2B doesn't have structure.
Yep.
That there's no way he was going to win any state or any election because of structure, because that he didn't have the numbers, he didn't have legislators, he didn't have House of Rep members, he didn't have governors. So their talking point that time was around structure. So they dismissed him based on their own calculations that he didn't have what they call structure. Now, my point of bringing this year is that they are repeating the same script where they are still dismissing him.
Yes.
But they have invented another talking point,
Yes.
which is they now say that the dynamics have changed.
Yes.
That he can't get the number of votes that he got before. They are now saying that, that time that he was the only Christian in the race. And, they are just inventing more things. And they are now bringing it around something they call that the dynamics have changed. So the last election was that he didn't have structure. Now, what they are saying is that the dynamics have changed, that, the people that voted for him before, so many of them will not vote for him again. And that time he was the only Southern presidential candidate, and he was the only Christian presidential candidate, and that the other people that he was up against, that they were all Muslims. So these were the things they are now talking now. So but all of them are the same. It is the fact that they are still dismissing him. So if you had listened to them in 2023, you would see that their arguments would make sense. So even right now, if you listen to them, you would think it makes sense. But the truth is that those things are what they manufactured. They are what they have in their heads. They are not reality. In fact, more Muslims are now aligning with P2B more than before. So, and that is what they don't even know. In fact, P2B's popularity is even growing more among the Muslim communities, because by that time they didn't know him. Now that his team is now doing a work, serious work in the north. So when they say the dynamics have changed, they don't even know what they're saying. It is still their talking point to dismiss him. But my point is that just the same way he shocked them in 2023, the same way he's going to shock them in 2027.
Bam.
And to let you know that they are aware, watch how they are attacking him from morning till night.
Yes.
Even the defection that GRV wanted to do in Lagos, you saw how they came to disrupt it.
Exactly.
So why are they afraid if they are not seeing the real number? So my point is, it is the same playbook of dismissal. So don't listen to them. Don't follow those talking points. The truth is that Obi's popularity is growing, and 2027 will not be like 2023, because by this time we will not allow them to do what they did in 2023. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Man, this is I'm glad that I played this video. Honestly.
State under Governor Rotimi Akechi has experienced a revolutionary transformation.
No, na yeah. This one I hear some week that year. Guess the year.
In the history of Rivers State, no administration has demonstrated.
I don't want to hear the man voice again. See, he say Rivers State under Governor Amechi has experienced a revolutionary transformation in the areas of education, road infrastructure, power generation, etc. This was years some weekend. That's me we guess the year. Yes, some weekend don't lean now. They drink a gogoro of 9,000 pounds. I be how much? Look at this is a ADC. They're building voters here. Exactly, Luxon daughter, exactly. So that's what's happening there. Then these are the evidence that Gbadebo provided because the police lied. Let me read the statement of the police for you people. Lagos State Police Command deployed police joint teams to Alimosho local government to ensure protection of life and property. Una see lies and prevention of breakdown of law and order. The command reaffirms neutrality and commitment to public peace and safety in Lagos State. See, they lie. Now, Gbadebo respond with evidence. He say evidence from GRV ADC attacked venue. 1. APC thugs invading the church during the service and attacking people. 2. The police blocking the entrance and exit from the church. GRV rescuing the people locked inside. 3. Arewa Hausa witness explaining what happened. 4. The damages. This is it all here. Let's play the video one after. It was live on Nigeria Info. Okay, I'll check it out.
My friends, and withdraw our security and allow thugs and agent them. If you think yes, it's a big problem. What does you spoke to them, you said there was somebody there. But he was there. This country is not the president. My friends, we just killed them. And withdraw our security and allow thugs and agent them. If you think yes, it's a big problem. What does you spoke to them, you said there was somebody there. But he was there. This country is not the president. My friends,
Zami meeting. Tulumbu ya turo area boys. Sun doki yan arewa, sun doki inyamurai, sun doki Yorubawa. Allah dan mutuncin Annabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah dan dariqa Shehu Tijani radiyallahu ta'ala. Allah dan Shehu Ibrahim radiyallahu ta'ala. Allah mu da yan kasa ne yan Najeriya yan arewa kuma da mu. Allah to da karfi.
See, they destroyed the stage and the speakers. Eh? They destroy every. Look at it. See. Omo, Nigeria, no, no. Oh my God, this thing, my body, my blood is boil. Ah, God. Lagos job creation team stand, they destroy am. Backstage speakers destroyed. Eh? See am. Tracy, thank you for the information. I'm going to play the video now since he was live. Let's listen to him. More speakers destroyed. Yeah, money loss. There's an RV Foundation medical team stand. See am, they destroy am. He paid, even the place he paid for, APC occupied it. They've not refunded him the money. Nothing. See am. Them thief too. So let's play the video, guys. Let me go and play the video for you. Sorry. Madebo. Nigeria, wetin be Nigeria Info, right? I think it's Nigeria Info. I think so. Yeah, there we go.
The venue, and that thugs allegedly working with the police were complicit. They harassed and attacked his supporters. The police, we hear, have denied wrongdoing. Tonight we will hear directly from him why he left the Labour Party, why he's joined the ADC, and of course what his plans are for 2027. Mr. Viber, it's so good to have you join us in the studio. Thank you.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
I like that every time I say please come, you say yes. I love
Man
it.
of the people. Any chance I get to connect with my people, I do.
Lovely, lovely. So the big question, obviously, is why did you leave the Labour Party?
Is that the big question?
Yeah, everyone's asking.
I think the big question is why are people shutting down opposition all across Nigeria?
We'll get to that. Why did you leave the Labour Party?
Did I leave the Labour Party? I've joined the coalition. The coalition, there is a segment of the Labour Party that is pro-coalition, that is organizing itself to be part of the coalition. And then there's another segment of the Labour Party that is anti-coalition, right? I belong to the part that is pro-coalition. So when you say I left the Labour Party, the coalition is made up of different people coming together. We adopted the ADC as the party for the coalition. And that's really where it stands. And I've been consistent with this message since 2023 that after experiencing the reality of what politics was in that election, we cannot afford to divide the opposition again. You see, 4 years is almost... we're at the end of 4 years. We'll soon be at the end of 4 years. And
we're right back in the middle, actually.
Yeah, we're in the middle of it. But look at look how far back Nigeria has been set. Look at the price of Kingfisher oil. The price from between 7 to 14,000 to now is about 75,000. I recently found out that one egg cost
about something there, about 7 or 8,000.
Yes, 7 or 8,000. So yes, so one egg is about 300 naira.
Yes.
Yes, because
and we used to buy it 30 naira.
That's my point. I found this out because I wanted to buy egg rolls for all my people that were coming for the event, and they said an egg is 300 and something, and I screamed. But I've been eating eggs in the house, I did not realize. Because you're seeing budgets, thankfully, man, God. Nigerians, God bless you all. I don't know how you're managing to keep the peace in this country with everything you're going through. But there is a very hard reality that a lot of Nigerians are facing. The cost of living crisis is real, and I'm saying this affects everybody. I know people that you will classify as rich that would reach out to people, to friends, to just get money to eat.
To get by, yes.
That's how difficult Nigeria has become. So it's touching all of us. And for me, I feel that we cannot afford to waste an opportunity. We cannot afford to waste time to enthrone a leadership that puts the people first.
There are people who are asking that, you are saying that the coalition side of where you belong is
or rather the Labour Party side where you belong, is more leaning towards the coalition. But then your principal, Peter Obi, seems to not have left the Labour Party. He is obviously in support of the coalition. Did you have any conversations with him before making this move?
Certainly. I mean, a coalition is about bringing everybody together. So you can imagine, I'll not leave my party, leave my principal that we have such a fantastic working relationship with, and someone that I highly respect, without having that conversation, right? There are certain practical reasons why a number of people have not formally declared yet or have not formally come out. And you see a lot of that will happen by November, when a number of elections are done and people can focus now on the next steps in the political cycle.
Everyone's wondering what exactly happened in Alimosho. Now, we've reported on it, we've talked about it. But why exactly do you think what happened in Alimosho happened? Now, you've accused the police of being complicit. Why do you think so?
It's not that I have video evidence. I have witnesses. Fortunately, Channels was there, Rise was there, a number of TV stations were there, newspapers were there. So this is not a hearsay thing. And it's not a thing where I went to go and hide somewhere. I came there myself. So I know what I saw. My sister had to get a stitch in her head as a result of being there. The director of the Rose Bible Foundation, we're doing a healthcare outreach. So this is not, we are reporting, we are alleging. No, I've said this on every news channel that I've been on. The police were complicit with thugs to completely destroy a gathering of Nigerian citizens, literally suppressing our constitutional rights that they are supposed to be sworn to protect. They superintended the damage of so much property. I mean, all the buses, almost 45, 50 buses, all their glasses are shattered, windows are shattered. There are videos, they are all online, right? So let me walk you through from how it progressed. All right. So I wanted to do a declaration. I'm doing a division tour: Ikeja, Badagry, Island, Lagos East. So I decided that I'm going to do my Ikeja Division 1 in Alimosho. We won Alimosho in the last election, so I have a lot of supporters there. So why not? We get a field, Lion Field, on Ipaja Road. And we formally notify the police. We have letters and proof of this. This is also online. It's a verbal acceptance. We're supposed to do it on Saturday. By Wednesday, by Thursday, we got a verbal communication saying that the Commissioner of Police has said that we cannot have this gathering or this event at this place. There was no explanation for why we cannot do it. There was no refund for the money that we've paid, right? There was no communication as to even...
Was the money paid to the police?
No, it was paid to the CDA. But the police is saying we cannot have the event there. And then
what did the CDA say?
The CDA asked them, why not? Why can't they have an event there? All the local government chairmen, because they're LCDAs, of Alimosho came to that field on Thursday night, accompanied by armed men, over 40 to 50 of them, a Black Maria and several Hilux vehicles, and occupied that field. And we're berating the CDA that how could they lease out this field to the opposition, that this event cannot happen here, that they have the authority over this place and it cannot happen here, with the full support of the police. Okay, so I heard all of this. Those places, they don't have street lights, so we could not document, take proper pictures and videos at night. So I went there the next morning. I saw the Black Maria, the armor tank or the Black Maria was on the field. They had occupied the whole place. So at least 40 to 50 police armed men were there. So I go talk to the lady, the commander there, and I say, I've paid for this place. I'm supposed to have an event here on Saturday. And she says, well, the Commissioner of Police says you should come and talk to him. Right? I said, okay, no problem. Let me fulfill all righteousness. Immediately I head to GRA, to the Office of Commissioner of Police. He's not there. This is someone that they told me has asked that I come and see him immediately. I call him, he does not respond. I send a text, he doesn't respond. I wait for 2 hours. And then I leave. So, okay, I can see what is going on here. No problem. For me, it's about minimizing any sort of casualties or any sort of hurt. So I actually get 4 different venues. Because you see what happened with ADC in Abuja is also saw what happened in Kaduna El-Rufai. And I got another venue field in a church. This is a private space, a church. We organized our affirmation in a hall in Alimo Show. We did that, news covered it and everything, the pictures of all of that. And my people had started going to the field because I was supposed to go there and then we'll do a general affirmation that all of them are coming to the ADC. That was all it was. Now, bear in mind, that Lion field that the police had occupied, APC did a rally on that same Saturday there. The sheer audacity. Like, the sheer is so disgraceful.
But you paid for the field.
I paid for the field.
Have you gotten your money back?
I've not gotten my money back.
Well, you need to get your money back, right?
The damage that these people are doing to the institution of the police force is saddening.
Could you? I'm not holding brief for the CDA, but could it be that maybe both parties maybe you both had paid for the field?
No, that's not what happened. We saw when they announced, when APC announced that they're going to have their event. We're monitoring all of this. We saw when the kids put their banners up. We saw when they put their canopies up. We have drone footage of all of these processes. It's online. We've put all of this online. So they did that with the protection of the police. It must be nice, they did all of that with the protection of the police. Meanwhile, my people are in church. We've set up our canopies. The DPO of that area comes there first. Was the first person to find out that we are there. We have pictures and videos of this. On her phone, makes a call. Policemen come. Thugs come after. They forcefully open the gate.
How do you know that these are thugs?
How do I know these are the people that hurt my sister? These are the people that scattered everywhere. These are the people that hurt my media aide. That blood was coming out from his ears. So when you say, how do you know these are thugs? Right? And they came first. The police opened the gate. We have pictures, we have videos. Do you understand? And then I come there and they sealed the place and say we cannot have an activity. We cannot have a gathering there. Meanwhile, the CP himself was in Alimo Show. The DCP was at this place. They cordoned off the road and sealed the place. Right? All of these things, again, they're videos, well documented. Right? Now, so I say all this to say that you see, the APC has now established itself as a party that just believes they can hold power by violence.
How is this the APC? Because I again, I'm doing my job.
Yeah,
if first things first, are you saying that thugs were harassing your people while the police watched?
Yes. And I say the police opened the gate for them. And I said I have videos.
And they didn't leave, but they watched while this happened.
They were there, they gave them backing. They backed them up.
Secondly, you are saying that the APC is responsible. Could the police commissioner be acting alone without the APC?
Say what's happening.
Could the police commissioner be acting alone without the APC? You know,
we've seen people try to do protests and hold events, and then of course the police comes to say you can't do that.
You said people hold protests. We are not holding protests. In Cross River, the governor led his people and they decamped to the APC. It was not eventful. In Delta State, the governor led his people, they decamped to APC. It was not eventful.
I'm telling you, Kene.
Why is it that somehow
all the journalists in Nigeria, I'm still unfortunate.
There are things going on in Gombe, in
Even
Abuja.
The media
There had to be like a
cleaning in Nigeria.
secret planned meeting for them to even come to a coalition. Are you familiar with how they were able to come to that meeting? Till the last minute, nobody knew where the venue was. Because this government has, it's like they refuse to do the needful. And rather, they want to stifle opposition. And it just, there's a saying that goes, violence is the last refuge for incompetence. And if anything has brought it to bear, it is this, right? Because if you have done the right thing, if you have lifted people out of poverty, if you have done well for your people, you should not be worried about an opposition. You should just
think of it as, oh, they are wasting their money or they're just fooling themselves. But when you constantly have to rely on violence to have your way, you can never work in the interest of the people.
Never.
It's the same people that you want to govern and take care of that you're hurting and harming like this. Even if you don't like Badibo's rival, what of all the innocent drivers, over 50, 60 of them, that drove coastal buses there, that all those buses have been destroyed? All the glasses have been destroyed. In an economy that's so hard right now, people are barely able to eat. Now you want people to go and start repairing coastal buses. What did those people do? That Lion Field, there was a lady that was supposed to have her 70th birthday on Friday at that field. All those plans had to be cancelled. This is a retiree. She spent money to try and get the field.
Really?
She could not have a pet. Why?
Omo, they need to
Because
they wake up
the young
with the
man
violence
wants to have
inside
the
of them,
declaration.
one after the other.
Right? So, this is a very dangerous trend for Nigeria because, you see, democracy and politics are supposed to be working in the interest of the people because the people get a chance to have their voice and have a referendum on the performance of that government. And they are doing this peacefully. That's why we're in democracy. If we're at war, let us know we're at war. Do you understand?
We're not at war.
That's what I'm saying. So where is violence coming into democracy? And the sad thing is, we have normalized this thing now. And the problem is that...
Who's we?
Nigerians. Because Nigerians tell you that you should be prepared for this. You should know now. You are going to Aliko show. You should know. So,
do you mean Lagosians? Because in my state, we don't have violence.
Okay, I take that back. I'm sorry. Yes, that's very... I'm guilty. I'm sorry. I take it back. Lagosians. I'm not even Nigerians, though, because Nigerians will say one man owns Lagos. If you go and talk, this is Nigerians. That's so. But all that has to change, right? And we have to stand up to this. It's not only a Gbadibo thing. It's a Lagos thing.
Exactly.
We must take back our city. We must take back our state.
Hey, Nigeria is at war. I've been saying it. Nigeria is at war.
You have all these local government chairmen
the people they are warring against are sleeping.
You feel. And look at the state of the inner roads that they came on.
They're not the ever talking. Na Tatafo Nigeria journalists we
There's
get.
no shame to
Michael.
be showing all that power with all these armed policemen, and you're looking at dirt roads as though you're in some far away state. I don't want to call any state, but the point is, Lagos is supposed to be center of excellence. It's unacceptable, right? And it's disgraceful. And the worst thing that these people are not realizing is for few people's selfish ambition. They are destroying the hope and faith that a lot of people have in institutions. And when they continue on this trajectory, people have to take things into their own hands.
Well, we're hoping that it doesn't come to that because I want to go back again. I want to take you back to the police. The Lagos State Police Command has denied complicity. In fact, this is where I'm stuck on. They say that they acted for security reasons. Could it have been that they sensed that this was going to cause some sort of...
So they
No man now so that they do until show up for their state now, until show up for their doorstep now so that they deny.
They come and say I don't pay for it. They could have protected me. That'd be nice. I'd have liked that. To have like a Black Maria protecting all my people, and have 60 policemen show so much love to the people of Lagos. That would have been nice. The CP could have picked up my call. He's supposed to be chief security officer, or not the chief security officer, but among that cadre of people of Lagos State, should have showed concern, right? That would have been nice. But you have people that just came in, and you see, the funny thing that a lot of these people are not thinking is, you cannot, you're a policeman, yes, great. You cannot take your gun to the road and make that road better. You cannot take your gun to the hospital and get better healthcare. You cannot take your gun to schools and get better education. But you're putting your gun at a process that can actually give you all those things. You might be police, you might be armed, you might be all powerful, but your children are civilians like us. They're going to experience the reality of Nigeria like us.
Their retirees are suffering. They are not paid. Did they not try to
when
come out
retire,
to
your
protest?
pension
What did they do? They silence their ass.
a month, right? After 35 years of service, this is the process that can change that for you.
Exactly.
When I went there, I was saying to them that, listen, all these things you are doing, you're joining them to destroy this country, because everything we are doing is for you.
Exactly.
It's for you. If
if thugs want to fight, if a group of people believe that they have the right to come and scatter another place, well, yeah, let them come and meet what is there for them. Don't back them up. Protect the innocent civilians there. Protect the properties. Protect the bosses. Protect all the innocent people. If some young men think that they can go, they have the right to go and scatter things, let them go and meet what is there for them. Don't back them up. Because what example are you setting? How are the young people that make up over 60% of this country seeing you? This is how NSAS started. And they turn around and say, they try to twist the narrative like these young people are so destructive and all of that. But it's about do your job. You're supposed to protect the Constitution, lives and property. Do your job.
Lagos, if you're just joining us, we still have in the studio Madibo Road Viver. He is joining us to talk about, of course, his move to the coalition and what happened to him recently in Alimosho. We're going to be talking, of course, about the ADC after the break. We want to find out exactly what the strategy is for 2027. He started quite early, and one would wonder why. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. My name is Mariana Kun. We'll be right back. Post your comments, your questions on our live stream on Facebook and on YouTube. If you are listening and watching from outside of the country on WhatsApp, you can call us at 0809 5975 805. We will be right back.
Can serve you the way we do.
Meanwhile, let me turn this down a little until they come back. Michael, your traditional leader in Edo State, they call for fasting and prayer to remove the evil in the land. Make I read that. Breaking. The Oba of Benin calls for 2-week fasting prayer to fight evil in Edo State. The revered traditional ruler said the fasting will commence on the 15th of September to 28th of September. So Mike cannot chop. They say make you come fast to remove the evil in the land. So you know you are a son and daughter of this thing, so don't There is protest going on in Oworoshoki. There is protest going on. The people of Oworoshoki are currently protesting. Okay, they are back. Sorry. Oh, they are not back yet. They are currently protesting. They don't block. They say that they destroy they are protesting the demolition of their ancestral homes by APC-led Lagos State government. Same way this APC government displaced the people of Owode, Oniri, and Adeniji Adele, right? Then they destroy ancestral homes. So they don't block everywhere. I'll be bringing that to you shortly after this video. Everywhere, boss. No will know where they start from. Right now, everywhere don't full. They don't block Third Mainland Bridge access. They are insisting they will not vacate the bridge until all caterpillars are removed from their communities and the demolition is stopped. Where are the others? Where are the other people? Can they show up and back these people up? Where is the whole of Nigeria? They're supposed to show up right now and back these people up. Let's see. Are they back? They are not back yet. They say they'll be back. Oh, sorry. That's true. Tracy, sorry. I think say na life with the watch. Mona not mind me.
What can you tell the person who's your follower, who's followed you from where you were to where you're going?
Are you serious, Oriyomi?
What guarantees are you giving them for supporting you and continuously standing by you? With what has transpired, what would you say to them to have more?
Exactly, Kenny. That the ancestors choose the
Nigeria that we want is something that is worth fighting for. I promise and I guarantee I'll lead from the front. I'm not the person that will be in the back while my people are endangered or, are suffering. And we'll do everything in our capacity to ensure that we take your security very seriously. And like you see, I told you, I created 4 different venues. I paid for 4 different places just to ensure that my people can gather safely without any altercations, right? And there were security provisions made. If the police left those people to come in, they would have seen what was there waiting for them. Unfortunately, they didn't. So, my plea is with the regular police officer that is being used or being instructed, because I understand that it comes with your job, you have to take orders from above. But please understand that these people that you are doing all these things for, I mean, just between 2023 and 2025, the State Assembly for 40 people have spent over 60 billion naira on just cars. This year alone, they're planning to spend another 35 billion on landscaping. If that money was put towards that kind of money was put towards your welfare, your well-being, you will not be using your own small salary to buy your uniform, kitting yourself, living on such a poor pension. Life can be better. And the only process that can force life to be better for you is democracy. Don't join them to destroy that process. Let there be free and fair elections so that the people that emerge will be able to be accountable to the people. And the people include you, your wife, your children, your family. It's the only way Nigeria can get better. So we cannot give in. This is intimidation in a hope to put fear in us so we don't gather, we don't organize, and we don't fight for a Nigeria that works for us. And in not doing that, the consequences are dire. I mean, I don't know any Nigerian that will tell me that their life was better. Their life is better now than it was in 2015.
There are people who could tell you that. There are people who still support the presidency and sing their praises.
You're right. Let me reward that. 99% of Nigerians would not tell me that their life is better now than it was in 2015. And that 1% I give is a significant amount. That's what, like 2 million people, or slightly more.
Are you telling my listeners that an APC which has continuously been in power in Lagos State is afraid of you, and the ADC that just came into power, that people still aren't sure of its footing? Is that what you're insinuating?
Insinuating? I'm not insinuating anything. I think it's madness to just want to be attacking people and shutting people's venues down. I mean, we are supposed to be in democracy. Things are supposed to be civilized. Why would the police come and occupy a field that I just want to do an event? I mean, I'm a young man compared to this big bad wolf, right? Why go through all that trouble? Have you factored in how much it costs the state to just even occupy that field? The CP of police was there himself. The DCP was there. Why? You guys have been in control of this state for over 20 years. Have you not done enough for the people to be confident in your footing in this state? There's no other group of people that have had this blessing. Curse for Lagosians, but blessing where you've had control of the entire structure of the state. I should be like a small fry. I should not even make consideration. You should just talk about all the housing work you've done and how you've lifted so many people out of poverty, how you've done all our inner roads, the fact that we can open water and we can drink clean water the way you used to do when you were kids. And then, I'll just go back. You should tell me I should come and be your SA. And you should be doing such good work that I'll be happy to come and do that because I feel there's something I can learn. Not coming to your party to learn how to uphold the system of corruption that only works in the interest of the people, their cronies, and their interests.
So you're saying that the APC is corrupt, especially in Lagos?
Okay, so I want to understand why they're budgeting 35 billion for landscaping in this current budget. I want to understand why the same 40 people have spent 60 billion on cars since 2023 till now. It's been only 2 years, 60 billion naira. I want to understand why they removed the Senate the Speaker, and they've brought him back, but then all the allegations of corruption against him have just seemed to be swept under the carpet. I mean, I recall that he said he spent about 17 billion or 7 billion for a gate. You see, these numbers are just so enormous that I'm even mixing them up now. right? It's hard to keep track, right? So when you say I'm accusing them of corruption, I mean, I was in the studio when we're talking about how they spent 20 billion, or was it 2 billion, on air fresheners, and then the government came out to say that it was a typo. That's a very expensive typo, right? This is wealth that can change the lives of people. It can change the lives of people. If you spent 2 billion in each local government for education for 6 months, it will change the lives of people. And at that money, 2 billion, that's what? 20, 20 local governments. So that's 40 billion. All the lives that you touch. Instead, 40 people are buying cars for 60 billion.
But can you just blame the Lagos State government? I mean, the guys at the National Assembly are doing the same thing.
My interest is Lagos. I cannot see. Nigeria has too many problems. Let everybody worry about, the places where they are, make impact, where they have a sphere of influence, and Nigeria will be better for it. If I sit down and start thinking about everything, I don't know how Nigerians cope, honestly.
Let me quickly ask you this before I open up the phone lines, because the phone lines are open. 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190. You can join the conversation via WhatsApp if you're listening to us from outside of the country. 0809-5975-805. Does the ADC stand a chance? Because Nigerians are yet to understand what the ADC is about. There are too many people who are in there who have intentions and interests. There's an Amechi, there's an El Rufai, there's a Peter Obi, there is an Atiku. All of these people at one point wanted to be president. Those intentions. And several other people, in fact, who Nigerians still have, are wondering if they are perfect fit for the coalition. What's the guarantee that the coalition is what Nigeria needs right now?
That's a very good question. You know me, I'm not a politician that lies. I think that the way I see this is everybody that has an interest in rescuing Nigeria mobilize it to this coalition. The more like minds we have in that coalition, the more we'll be able to determine who emerges as candidates, who emerges as the front runner, or the team, or the structures. We have more of a say. For me, the ADC at this point is a very practical step, mainly because after the 2023 elections, I saw that dividing the opposition, once you do that, you don't stand a chance. Right? You don't, because it's not just about the numbers adding up and defeating him. It's about the synergies of people coming together to stand together against this hegemony, right? People working together. You have people that are very passionate and want a new Nigeria, but they don't really understand the politics and the politics of the system. Then you have people that might not have all that kind of support, but they understand the politics of the system very deeply. Now, these people coming together is an unbeatable force. Now, the question is, how do we ensure they come together and maximize the interest of Nigerians, right? And that's where Nigerians have to come in and have a say. Politics is too important to leave to just politicians. I keep singing this song because guess what? Most of the politicians eventually they will be okay.
Yep.
Right? It's people that are going to the market and discovering that an egg is now 360 naira. I remember when egg was like, a crate was like 600 naira or something. Like egg was 12 naira. Right? So it has real effects. The events, the outcome of politics has real effects on you, your family, your loved ones. So I see this as a step towards bringing everybody together so we can have a chance. Because if you don't, then you're just wasting people's time, putting people's lives at risk of hurt, of pain, wasting money, building people's hopes and dashing it, and then people are now giving up on their country. Then what you now see is the country slowly starts to die. People don't understand that concept, but country starts to die when people no longer believe in its institutions, believe in what it stands for. So they start to jackpot, they start to leave, right? The best minds are no longer on ground. People are not investing because they don't believe in that country anymore. And these are things that we need to change.
Okay. Well, Lagos, we have very little time. The phone lines are open. 0201-277-0993 for the men. For the women, 0201-465-7190. 30 seconds. Go straight to the point, please.
Hello, Marianne.
Yes, good evening. 30 seconds.
Good evening. It's Madam Lucky again. See, I want to thank your guest anyway, but just the question I want to put before your guest is that, number one, I want you to know that the president have worked for him, because the real heart of the internet, or the real heart of knowledge about what is happening is Lagos here. And I know that the only way you can get it is that if you be able to mobilize those members I see on social media, those millions, you can mobilize them down to pick membership card of the party and then pick their INEC register card. I believe that it will be able to make a difference. To me, I think the governor, you should take the governor out of this. The governor, I know, is a peaceful man, but the political structure of the state, they are the people that are using all this talk. I'm very sure.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
This is Ola from Aja.
Go ahead.
Yeah, GRV, well done. I just want to encourage you and the team. Everybody is not going to join the coalition. There are electorates, people like me, that want to see a working Nigeria. So we are standing by, we are waiting. But this is an indication of what is likely to happen in future. Voter, they want to intimidate the voters from coming out to vote. So whatever preparations you are putting in place, you should consider that how you are going to follow up from the voting polling unit up to where the results will be.
All right. Thank you very much. 30 seconds is what everybody has. I have Good Luck Mwagozi calling us on WhatsApp. Hello, Good Luck.
Yeah, good evening, Miriam.
Yes, 30 seconds,
and
Good Luck.
Good evening to your guests. Yes, I want to ask your guest. Yes, he's doing a good job. I want to understand, the venues he paid, was it privately owned venues or government-owned venue? That is one. Two, how do your coalition manage this idea of writing results and glitches at the end of the day, and the so-called traditionalists that will bring out charms on the street on election day, scaring people from coming to vote? What do you intend to do that and to stop that?
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Good Luck. You want to answer, Good Luck?
Yes.
There's a festival that always happens.
The political. Okay. So, what's the first question?
Well, they're asking about how you're going to make sure that, oh my goodness! I think he was talking about the electoral process.
Electoral process, yes. And then there was something else. There was something before that. Anyway, electoral process. This is not just a coalition thing. It's a Nigeria thing. It's a Lagos thing. That's why my team, for my followers and my supporters, is our Lagos. We must take charge. We must take responsibility for it. We are going to work together.
Yeah, he asked if those venues were.
Yes, very good question.
Private venues.
The church is a private venue. These thugs came in there and destroyed the church. The glasses, the windows of the church were completely destroyed. The mixer of the church was completely stolen.
Is the church suing?
Well, we're going to follow up on that. Again, this suing. This, I don't want to be selling false hope. I've gone past that. I think I've paid enough dues in this country and engaging government to be selling false hope. It's time. We need reform in all our institutions, even the police. The police needs to be able to work independently of the political system, so they can also hold the political system accountable. Right? They need to be paid well. They need their income completely independent. If not, we're just deceiving ourselves. Right? So yes, all the halls were private property. Lion Field, they might say, belongs to the CDA. I did not take my people there. If I was looking for violence, I would have taken all my people to go and meet them at Lion Field and say, after all, I've paid for this place. But instead, I went and got a venue in a church. And these people do not even have the fear of God to just do things properly and be decent human beings. So there's that. Then the conversation about writing results and rigging. Listen, we have to follow this election from the polling unit. Nobody is leaving that polling unit until results are declared. We move from that polling unit together en masse to the coalition center, to the ward coalition. Then we move en masse to the local government coalition, and then to the state. At that state coalition, all the people involved must be able to look outside and see there's a sea of Nigerians waiting on them to do the right thing. If not, there will be consequences. The issue in this country, and the reason why so many things are not supposed to happen to Nigerians are happening, is because there are no consequences. The politician that talks about this a lot is His Excellency Rotimi Amechi. There are no consequences. People, they need to be. You cannot steal the destiny and ruin the destiny of Nigerians and just go home and just carry on as if nothing happened and your life is all right. We as Nigerians, we need to stand up. The leaders that are currently in position, they stood up to the military. The ones that came before them stood up to the British Empire. If we want a great Nigeria, it's not just going to be handed to us. We need to fight for it and build it and demand of our politicians that they serve us. And if they don't, we remove them. Until we achieve that, Nigeria is going to continue going down.
Okay. All right. Someone here is saying, please ask your guests how we can watch the online incident that occurred in Alimosho.
All you have to do is just Google Badiboro's Rival on any news channels, Arise, any of them, and everything comes up. It's been well documented. It's all over.
Okay. Someone says, please ask your guest. He knows very well that Tinubu owns Lagos, as it is allegedly said, and he is not in his camp. And Tinubu is the president, and he, Gbadebo, wants to become governor of Lagos State. How is that possible for him? How would your guest perform the magic? Ask him if he's related to the INEC chairman or the Chief Justice of Nigeria in closing, because we have just about 30 seconds.
You see, we cannot afford to be defeatist in our thinking. Even if, let me turn this around, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was governor and has controlled Lagos under the PDP for over 16 years. How did he do it? He did it. How did he do it?
So you're going to be a Bola Ahmed Tinubu under the APC.
They are glorifying him now. So let's use their own example to show what can be done.
Okay.
It's about persistence. It's about diligence. It's about being consistent.
One quick question. 10 seconds, because I have to go now. Are you running in 2027?
You know this already. Yeah.
How do I know this? I'm not in your party.
I've been on this show and I've told you this thing several times. And people just like hearing that soundbite. Because every time I go on.
Are you running in 2027?
Certainly, by God's grace.
Okay. By the way, Road Survivor here in the studio, former Labour Party.
Well, thank you. Let's move on to the something. So, apparently, just a bit. Okay, Shoki, they are currently protesting. Bam, Siam.
Destroy the house.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me, Kene. I'm going to bring that up. I saved it. I'm telling you, daughter, exactly. Logs on daughter, exactly. See you. 10 Mainland Bridge, OT block. Hey, Woro. Where are the other people now? People supposed to fall in now. Come on. How can you be destroyed? I don't understand though. People are ancestral homes. Eh? Now what? Exactly, Michael. Your head dead here. It's a target. It's a targeted. Yeah, they are targeting people that did not vote for him. Eh? So Ken Pella was with GRV also, and he made his own comments, right? He says, when institutions deny the truth, they undermine democracy, right? So he responded to the statements made by the police. He said he was sent by Peter Obi to go and represent him at GRV's declaration. This is the letter he wrote. You guys can go and read it up on his Twitter page, Ken Pella. Okay, now Omoye Showore, secret police official DSS has given him 1 week ultimatum to retract posts criticizing President Tinubu. Omoyele Showore says, even if you, DSS, give me till end of Tinubu's tenure in 2027, I will not withdraw my statement, for I believe his tenure shall not go beyond on or before 2020. Omo, me everybody here dey hot. I like this. I like this. You understand? Me everywhere boss 2 seconds. With the Showore fallout, with the people, with a corner, very dark man fallout. All the activists for Nigeria, me everybody, all the people that close down Third Mainland Bridge, please can they bring other people to? Maybe they can't even sleep for Third Mainland Bridge. Maybe they can't they cook for the Third Mainland Bridge. I'm here for it. Here's another video of Shoki. I'm telling you, Luxor daughter. Hell! Oh my God. May I not talk? May not be like say I can't motivate people for here to do something else. May I keep quiet? I'm telling you, Michael. Don't give a damn. They don't care. Tracy. I'm telling you. Man, not to talk. Mona not put me for trouble. Make I keep quiet with my imagination intact. That's what I'm desiring in my heart. To I'm not gonna lie to now. I will not pretend. Let me go to before we go. When we listen to Sabino, the Sabino. Oh, I was gonna play this music. I'm a huge fan of this Ogene. Is it Ogene they call it? I don't know what it's called, but I really like the sound of it. I don't know about you guys. I really like it. It feels like it's calling something, like ancient. I don't know how to describe it. Bam. Okay, it's almost done. Okay. It's another one. Show you how much I like the sound of it. Feels like it tells a story, Oja music, okay, it's spiritual. There's something spiritual about it. I don't know. I feel so connected to the sound. Beautiful, my people. Beautiful sound. See another banger. Omo. This one I think I exercised for gym yesterday. Hey! Eh? 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 It reminds me of Atilogu. That's what we do for secondary school that time. We had a chemistry teacher that taught us Atilogu. Eh? Okay, Kene. Wow. Love our daughter. Okay, flute is connected. Okay. Almost see reading. Hey. Eh? Eh? Really? It's exercising every Saturday. I was wondering why they were wearing gym. Okay. Wow, that's nice. So, hey, if I ever get to visit Enugu, I will go follow them and do this thing. Oh. What are you talking about? This is music now. Oh, wow. Wow, this is beautiful. Okay, let me look for that. Hey, I hope I saved it too. Well, let me see. Amuneke and Sabinus. I thought I did though. Amuneke. Let me see. You give
I hereby flag off the construction of a modern multi-billion hospital for people of Olani. And you know, as we do it, we are transparent. Of course. The project is in cash. And we have Engineer Sabinus here. And of course, we are handing over 1 billion to him. So this project is going to continue immediately. In 3 months, we are going to be done.
Ehime, welcome.
Hello, my wife. How far?
What thing happen?
It don't happen. I hit the contract now.
My husband want build hospital.
Ultra modern, brand new hospital. Constructed by me.
You don't know why it's going on.
You know now, money don't show. Government money, government.
I'm not the wife of a millionaire. Now, what's the plan? What's the plan? Give me plan.
That place where they stay. Quick. Come out of that compound. Don't pack anything.
I cannot pick anything.
All you need to do, bring down my children. Make una just come out, wait for me outside compound. And then before you come out, give the landlord 30 slaps. For all the disgrace, please. Don't forget, 30 slap. Quick.
That's what we are going to have. So, cut. Don't cut. Yes. So,
is it construction money? Is the contract?
Yes, but there's a way we do it.
Governor, let's know our aim here. Are we building real life hospital or AI?
Now you know the use of Agbada for the teacher.
What are we building now? Money don't be finished.
This is your own. Do what you can with the remaining money.
2.5. How much is injection, Governor?
Let's go.
Governor, sir. Governor, what's going on now? What are we building?
Easy. Now, you engineer. See your governor give you money to do project. Otramode, you smoke about me. You settle body for the look at what you say. I got me for the watch. What's your way to me? I want to be hospital again. Oh, Jesus.
One man. Hey, where start from now? Where do I start from?
Governor!
Maybe say this woman will come from this compound. Oh, Jesus. Hello, baby girl.
Hello, honey pie.
Where are you at the moment?
What do you say compound as I talk to you now?
Outside the compound. Please go inside.
I think go inside. I don't already slap landlord.
You already slap landlord. Who told you to slap landlord? I said just give him a little slap, not really harsh.
Daddy, you don't tell me I slap landlord. I give him 5 slap.
Give him 5.
Where was the contract la fake?
No, landlord will not get though. Yeah. I don't tell us I talk to you about motor. You know who I let you never carry my bag. You don't come everything from my bag.
It's AI. The hospital is not real. You don't know governor. I'm going to again. Now him and me to rubbish.
Let's see the edit. Governor Omoye again has awarded one of the biggest projects in Africa, an ultra-modern hospital, to engineer Sabinus. The money awarded was too much in cash that he had to call his people to help escort him home for his safety. It was such an emotional moment as he shed tears of joy.
Oh my God.
What's your name, please?
Omoye.
Your date of birth?
1984.
We can't let that happen now. We cannot. You know, this polling unit is a stronghold for our opposition party. For these people, you know how many people that have registered today? Since yesterday, tons of people. They must not register. They can't have their PVC. You understand?
Governor, you're right.
You said, telling me you're not bringing strategy.
Not okay, what are we going to now? What are we going to do, Governor?
Go there and incite tribal war. Go there and incite tribal war. And they will scatter.
Tribal war?
Yes, go there. It doesn't matter who you are. Just go and say, Yoruba is too weak. And the Igbos are riding anything, or that the Igbo is riding them, or that Igbos are too weak. Anything you say, they will see a reason to fight. And before you know it, they will scatter the PVC registration.
Now like this that they do and true.
Your date of birth?
Since they bomb me, I never see big tribe like this Yoruba people. I mean, how can you allow Igbo people, Igbo, to collect PVC before you? This is a sign of weakness.
You don't know.
So Pharaoh now, all the Yoruba people have just been standing at the back since. But Igbo, no one registered the back.
You want me to people so they front can't attend to you?
Ankamata Farah the Mupazi Samu Kubom Banampa.
Okay. The man didn't come out to a nigga.
Our struggle is exploited because we choose tribe over true leadership. Until we unite for justice and competence, leaders and outsiders will keep dividing us for their gain.
That's the system we've created.
You get it?
This year, I'm not voting this year again. I'm not voting again.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
It always works perfectly. It always works. It's finished. We the politicians are friends, but then within the citizens, they're enemies. Let's see the edit. Breaking news: a tribal clash rocks the people of Oluchukokoro today. Even the governor of the state, Governor Omoye, through his special advisor, was there to encourage the people to stop violence and collect their PVC in peace. The governor, indeed, is the man of
Lagos style, exactly.
Especially Momiwa, who told our newsmen that she has passion for violence.
Lord of God.
Momiwa. They even involve Momiwa. When we listen to this last one.
Who is there? The plumber. Plumber. Our water system is working now.
Surprise, the FBI. Is this a residence of Mr. Paul Vicks?
Yes, that's my son.
Very good. Because he was caught yesterday speeding, and then he hit the car, and he ran away. The police tried to stop him. He refused to stop.
Nah, Benyabia. Ikurumoto Maduboso.
Dad, it's just
Nyasui was in his days.
Kwamanya Kango. Just a Chalobele Maya. I'm not the movie. It was just a small scratch. Very small scratch.
Sir, what is the fine? Let's settle it.
It's not a fine anymore. It has exceeded the level of a fine because he didn't stop with the police and all this. So we're going to deport him all the way back to Africa, to his country, to Africa, Nigeria.
What?
Deportation.
Why? How dare you? How dare you talk about deportation? For what? My son has lived in America for 15 years. And he is an American. Why is it that when white hit for the same offense, they don't get any threat? They face the law, pay the fines, or serve their jail time. Or when he comes to an African, they refer him back to where he came from. My son took first class. He came out with first class from Harvard University. What did America do? You called him a black American. You took all the credit. When he served in the army in Iran as a medical personnel, they gave him a Nobel Prize and called him a black American. Why do you take credit when it's good and give African credit when it's bad? When they're involved in drugs, you say he's an African. When they're involved in stealing, they say he's an African. But when they do good things, you call him American. How dare you? He served this country for 15 years and he should be given his jail term or serve the fine. As he would do to a white person. Why is his case different? Because he's black. Headlines, Africans, Nigerians, when is a crime? Why don't we have headlines, Nigerians, Kenyans, Sudanese, when they do good things? They are one of the best when you come to engineering. Your medical sectors, they are the ones leading. We never get credit as Africans, as Kenyans, as Ghanaians. There will be no deportation. He would serve his fine. Or I'll do you waka.
As I don't know.
There's need to they pay that child when they use for every end of their movie. All these Nigerian comedians. Guys, now here I go end them for today. We are caught up. Pretty much I've caught up with you guys on what's going on, what's trending, especially with Gbadebo Vivo Roads. I'm going to leave you with this. May everybody ready. I've been saying it. 2027 now war. No let anybody deceive you. Everybody needs to be sensitizing their people. All hands on deck. This Nigerian one gets so. We must not let APC exceed 2027. We must not let it happen. Okay? So everybody they do what they need to do online and offline to ensure, because the terrorist organization known as APC, named correctly by the Canadian court, does not have any good thing in store for you. You guys see what's playing out already. Una see as they come dey deny, want to dey gaslight wetin Gbadebo experience himself. So imagine if Gbadebo was not there. You see how they would have flipped the whole thing around. Okay, oh. Anyway, my people, now here I go leave am. Thank you very much, Luxon Daughter, Michael, Ehime, Tracy. Tracy, thank you very much for the video suggestion. I really appreciate it. You always bring the good stuff. Kene, thank you very much. Oriyomi was here earlier as well. Oh, and all of you that voted. I see 58% says you believe Nigerians can deliver themselves from APC. That's awesome. Thank you for participating in the poll. I appreciate it. And guys, I'll see you on my next one. Thank you and have a great rest of the day. Bye.